Oh, dear God, thank you. Dear God, thank you. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, ESPN New York app, YouTube. Go there, watch. You're welcome. Thank God. Thank God. Hi. Good morning. Hi.
I always love sports, man. You talk about the ebb and flow, GOAT one day, piss one day, the hero the next.
Yeah, listen.
And that's why you always have to keep a positive attitude, because if you let yesterday get to you, then tomorrow may never come, and you may miss the opportunity that's ahead of you, not the one that you lost behind you.
Listen, that was a tremendous, tremendous win, and it was a gutty-type win that they had to scratch their way through, that the Red Sox threw everything against the wall to try to get that win, and they couldn't in the end. And I'm not saying that this is now a foregone conclusion later today, but I certainly think you have to feel pretty good about your situation when you consider that you have Cam Schlittler early, the kid who's pitching for them, made his major league debut last month. At least Schlittler's been around for a little bit. And off of last night, when you are Jazz Chisum was pissy. He was pissy the night before. He was really annoyed, and I understand why he was really annoyed. I give him credit because when you
he's facing a crowd. I'm sorry.
Did it confuse you when you saw his face
talking
to the media as
Yeah.
opposed to his back? When Jazz Chisum has that kind of an impact on the game and scores from first base on a single and does it in the way that he did and makes let's call it what it was, a game-saving play, even though the Red Sox still should have scored on it, and they did not make the plays that they needed to make. They did not execute the way that
loaded.
Yeah, the way they did the night before, and not just a bases loaded, but making a couple of similar mistakes, and that ends up being the difference in the game last night.
Didn't that remind you of Judge when Judge hit it to the outfield and didn't know if the Shabazz could catch it or catch it forward, and those decisions you make in these microseconds, man, can make the difference between being the GOAT or the GOAT.
Well, did you feel like the entirety of the game that they were going to find a way? Because I
felt like it was just one play and they were teetering, and I thought, hey man, they're going to figure it out. And to the Yankees' credit, I mean, for Chisum to get that ball down, just to get it down, and then thank God that ball didn't roll further. And them give up opportunities. But, I mean, you talk about Chisum and you talk about the reason why he wasn't in the lineup the first game was, because it was a lefty matchup, but also it was because infield defense that you wanted, right?
Yeah, I mean, partially, yeah.
And he made a great – I mean, that is an athletic play to be able to redirect yourself that way and get that ball down. It wasn't the greatest throw, but it was good enough.
No, and let's be clear. They were very fortunate that the third base coach didn't send a runner.
Yes.
Because
I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't know what he was thinking.
How you aggressive the day before,
yeah,
and then not aggressive? We either going or we not.
You need to keep putting pressure on, and that is what Chisum did last night. Bart, by putting pressure, you need to make the other team make a play. And that's been an undoing for the Yankees here the last few years, where teams will put that kind of pressure on them and make them make a defensive play, and they don't do it. And by Chisum trying to score from first, even though he was running on the single, that's exactly what he did. And yeah, all right, guy made a good throw. He almost got him. But putting that pressure on is everything. It is everything in games like this where you go and you are making someone perform in that moment and making somebody else be perfect to beat you in that moment.
And all that signs up for today.
Listen, there are a few things I want to get to off of yesterday, but let's just start with today for a second. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. I don't see any way they lose this game. I really don't. I don't know.
Bobaka, lock it up.
It's not even that. It's just when you have something like that go down the way it did last night, And it was so clear from every which way, from the way that Cora was handling the pitching staff early to everything he was trying to do to win that game. He knew he needed to get that game. Boston in game one, if they had lost game one, excuse me, they would have never had an opportunity to come back in this series because game one was all about Crochet, and that was their way to beat the Yankees. They had to do it, and they did. Yesterday, he didn't screw around. I mean, 2 1/3 before he gets Bayo out of the game. 2 1/3. He was not going to let any part of that game get out of hand for him, and really get out of any kind of reach. He didn't want a 2 or 3 or 4 run deficit of any sort, especially after they came back from the deficit of 2-0 so quickly. Don't want to count on having to do that again. Alex Cora knew he needed that game yesterday. Knew it. And I think the Yankees now find themselves in a much more advantageous situation. Now, could Schlittler get hit today? Of course he could. But I would look at this game and be massively disappointed if the Yankees lost it. Massively disappointed.
See, but now the pressure's back on them, right? Because everybody expects the Yankees to win. But like you said, momentum in baseball is only as good as your next day pitcher. And to your point, Cora did empty the take. Who was the guy? Was it Hicks that he had out there 42 pitches that definitely won't be available today?
Was that Matz?
Yeah, Matz.
It's Steven Matz, the former Met.
Yeah. Matz was trying every bit he could, but he lost the handle, and it was down.
Oh no, Whitlock, you're thinking?
Yeah, Whitlock. Whitlock.
Matz was the one. Matz had 24. Whitlock had 47 pitches. Yeah.
So to your point, Cora knew that he had to get him, and it was opportunities. And to the Yankees' credit, they held him off. I mean, bases loaded, to be able to hold him off in that situation, it comes down to 1 or 2 moments in the game. And, game one, all those moments went to the Red Sox. Yesterday, they all went to the Yankees.
The Yankees need to play this game today like they played the game yesterday. Continually putting on pressure. Continually. And
now the same thing make you laugh, make you cry now.
I know, but I still would look at what happened yesterday, and I can make the case that they didn't put enough pressure on them. Because when they did, the Red Sox were still in a pretty good situation to get them out and to get out of the inning. But ultimately, you have to be perfect in those spots. And I want to make them have to make as many plays. I want to do to everybody else, Bart, what people have been trying to do to me for the last year and a half. Make them go out and make every play. Don't let their scouting report of us and let us be too overly concerned about our defense and having to be perfect. No, you go out there and you did it. Red Sox did it in game one. And what happens? They end up winning that game. This is one where the Yankees cannot screw around with any of that. I want to hear a little bit of the post-game sound because this was, I think to me, it speaks to Chisum, the good and the bad the last 2 days, right? Not just the attitude part of it, but also the kind of player that he can be. Here is Aaron Boone on Chisum.
He loves to play, and he feels a responsibility to us as teammates. And he and I have always been good. Like despite what you may think happened yesterday, he's a gamer, and he likes this stage.
Here is Chisum on him and Boone.
There was never a problem between me and Aaron Boone. He's been my manager all year, and I've stood behind him all year. So we always have disagreements. I mean, I played third base this year, and we had a little bit of a disagreement in that. But at the end of the day, I always stand with Booney because he always understands where I come from. He knows I'm a passionate player. He knows I wear my feelings on my sleeve, and he knows that I'm there to compete. So,
and for those who want to sit and destroy Boone all the time, situations like that are why he is here and why he is the manager and why he is elite at handling relationships with players. It's not just about protecting them at every turn. It's about communicating with them and understanding them. And you know what, Bart? There are plenty of times where players are going to be pissed off at their coaches. That happens in every sport, and you're going to get aggravated. The people I respect most in my professional life over the years are the ones that where something doesn't go my way, I can go into the room and I can MF the situation up and down, but I also know that 15 minutes later, it's over, it's forgotten, and we're good. And there's no residual effects from it. Because that is what communication is about coming out and saying the things that need to be said and being as honest as possible. That is what builds relationships. And for as much as people cannot stand Aaron Boone for some different decisions, and there are a couple last night I'd point to and be like, what are we doing with Rodon there? First we're in, then we're out. What's going on? I don't care. That guy has my respect for the way he handles situations like that. Because you and I both know there are coaches who are not equipped to do it.
Yeah, and they take it too personal, right? And, it's a delicate balance. Brian Billick was probably the best at it, in my opinion. Treat everybody fairly, not everybody the same. And you have to learn, and it's like almost being a psychologist or a parent, right? You can't treat all your kids the same way. You have to know how to motivate different ones. But you got to understand who can be pushed, who can't be pushed. Also, who needs a little bit of grace and space, and who's the wild card. And you have to be able to deal with those type of things. And a lot of people talk a lot about the X and O's, about being a coach or a manager, but it's about the psychology of it as well. Like you said, it's the relationship building.
And that is why Boone is where he is right now. Now, if you want to get into some of the individual things, I don't know what the hell he was doing with Rodon last night.
Yeah.
Because you come out, you let him talk his way out of it, he gets out of it, we all think he's done, and then we're bringing him back for the seventh inning? What exactly am I missing there? Because that made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. I thought Rodon, in that situation, frankly, I thought Boone was a little generous in letting him stay out there. I thought he was almost toast. But then bringing him back out, I did not understand that at all.
Well, letting him talk his way back out there, right? Talk about Freed and talk about, he was saying, hey, he had more. So and that's sometimes listening to the crowd. And it affects us all. He heard it.
Yep.
And as a player, he maybe even internalized, like, you know what? I'm a player. I would have wanted to be able to have that opportunity. This is what I'm built like. And he gave Rodon that opportunity. They could have came back to hunt him.
But there are times where you also have to cut your losses and understand what happened. When you were that close to potentially getting him out in the sixth inning and you let him get his way out of it, all right, we're good. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's start clean the rest of the way. And we didn't. And what do you know? Bases are loaded before you can blink.
And if that would have happened, all the people that talked the stuff yesterday about, hey, he should have gave Max more opportunity, would have in turn said, well, you got to know Rodon's a different type of player.
Anybody that was screaming.
Max was dealing.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Today, I don't want to hear from anybody about Boone with that because he went and did what you wanted him to do last night and left him in, and what happened? So, don't start. Don't start. He got out of the inning, and then he left him in too long. Everybody will find problems with Boone. Everybody will find problems with Boone. But the fact that he left him in as long as he did, that was pretty remarkable. That was pretty remarkable. And I was surprised that he did it. But you know what? Ultimately, Cruz did a heck of a job to get out of it.
Hey, you talk about the emotion.
Oh,
that was some Edwin Diaz type stuff right there.
Oh my God, that was beyond Edwin Diaz.
I thought I was watching a promo for wrestling.
I didn't know he was going to go back in the dugout at one point. He's just screaming at the sky, pointing to the sky, pointing out there, fist pumping all over the place.
All I hear is, "I am a real American."
I tell you, it scared the hell out of us. The ball was hit pretty damn hard.
Yeah, man. What a day. What a day for Yankee fans. Tom somewhere smiling. He was at the game.
Tom got to go to the game, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom got to go to the game. I was hoping they were going to show him on TV. They showed another guy who kind of looked like him, who was a little bit dorky, but
See if they last long enough, they can show Tom go
All right, want to hear from you. Load them up. Lines are open, 800-919-3776. The Yankees live to play another day. What you took out of last night, what you're expecting later on today. The lines are all there for you. I want to hear a couple of other things. I want to touch on a couple of other things, and I'll also hear some other sound, but get your calls in right now. First of all, here's Jaron Duran on the Judge pop-up that he dropped.
I was just playing pretty deep on Judge, and as I was coming in, I thought it was hit a little harder than it was, and then I kind of gained more ground than I thought. I didn't really have to go into a full dive there, and kind of just pushed the ball on myself a little more and kind of got really up on me, but it's on me.
Again, one of those things where the Yankees were exceptionally fortunate in the moment, but they were fortunate and they were able to take advantage of it because that ball should have been caught.
That looks like Judge last year against the Dodgers.
Unbelievable.
Same type of catch. It's that in between. Do you basket catch it or do you catch it like that? And people don't realize tremendous wrist flexibility. It's just unnatural sometimes if you don't have that flexibility to turn it under. It can happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, that was one of those situations where Judge was exceptionally fortunate, and as the kid came in to try to make the catch, there's no way that ball should have been dropped.
Yeah.
And I think Eduardo Perez, who, by the way, Eduardo Perez is going to join us at 11. I think he said it should be caught 99.9 times out of 100, and he wasn't wrong.
And you say the same thing about Judge last year.
Yep, absolutely. Ben Rice, people that are screaming and yelling, see, see, I told you. Ben Rice was in the game last night because he should have been in the game. Like, one night does not have anything to do with another night. And Ben Rice's numbers certainly dictated him playing more. I know what everybody's going to complain about, but he comes out in the first inning and hits a 2-run bomb and was also very fortunate later on when the ball got away from him on the throw, that the throw from Chisum, that, the third base coach, you did not send him because that's the other part of it. It's make them make the play. And if you make Ben Rice make the play, we might be sitting here and talking today about Ben Rice in Lucas Duda terms. I'm throwing the ball away. That could have very easily happened. So the opportunity that he got, he took advantage of, but again, fortunate in the moment that they weren't able to do it. And then there's Jazz's defensive play. Here, I want to hear a little bit from Chisum on getting over the Game 1 loss and his performance in that Game 2. Here he is on how he got over the Game 1 loss.
Played MLB The Show, and I mercy ruled someone.
What?
That's how I get my stress off. Played MLB The Show, and I mercy ruled someone.
I played MLB The Show, and I mercy ruled someone.
Oh, okay.
Played MLB The Show, and I mercy ruled someone. That's how I get my stress off.
Which team did you play with last night in MLB The Show? And what was the score?
It's called the New York Aliens. It's my own personal made team. It got me, Ken Griffey Jr. on it. Jimmy Rollins. It's kind of a cheat code, but we're playing online, having fun. But
he's playing a 10-year-old.
It's a lot of fun. The score was 12-1.
You like that? You like that?
Burying some 10-year-old who should be in bed already, and he's staying up, doesn't realize he's playing against Jazz Chisum. Obviously, it was a big night for him in that moment. All right, leave my phone on. What a terrible job by me.
Nah, man, don't worry about it. Spam people.
That's exactly what it is. But the other thing is the Fernando Cruz moment, and this is Cruz on having that moment in the playoffs.
This is something that I've been dreaming, that I've been imagining since I was a little kid. So little kids, imagine since you're able to accomplish. This is something that I dream about, and the emotion is going to come out. I'm an emotional guy. I'm passionate about what I do, and I love what I do. I love doing it for my guys, and it's time to make that notable.
Look, when you win and when you advance, you need these kind of performances from all over the place. And you need them from the places that you're not even necessarily going to be talking about before the game. And that's what Cruz gave you. He gave you a scare, but he also delivered when you needed it the most. And ultimately, all your job is to get that out. And in that moment, Cruz did what he did. And listen, say what you want. There will be the fun police who will say it was, way too over the top. I don't care, man. This is a whole nother game now than it used to be. That dude was awesome last night. To see him get as pumped up as he did after he got some of the outs that he did, he deserved to do whatever he wanted right there. I had no problem with it whatsoever. That was fun. And more than anything, that was a fun baseball game.
Yeah, the electricity there, the tension. I know it's a 3-4 game.
I'll say this. It was the first time, minus a little bit of the heat, that it felt like a Yankee-Red Sox game.
Yeah.
It's the first time in quite some time that it felt like that.
I mean, you had the emotional Cruz. You had the home field advantage was clearly an advantage. You could feel the energy. There
were a lot of Red Sox fans there, though. I will say that. I tell you, there's a lot of Red Sox cheering at one point.
How they getting those ticket sales?
They're hitting that secondary market. The Yankees apparently were doing everything they could to prevent from people in Massachusetts and in Connecticut up to buy tickets.
Well, with the robocalls and all that stuff, it's always ways around that, man.
Listen, this was if you lose now, dear God, it's going to suck.
Yes.
Dear God, it's going to suck.
Yes.
So I just want to hear from the Yankee fans right now at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. We will also take your comments that pop up, of course, from the YouTube chance for you to see, be part of the show. And as I'm just turning that on to get some of the comments, you, of course, hear what I said about 10 seconds ago. A couple of the guys chiming in. Jez cussing out some kid online last 2 nights ago. If that's what got it done, that's what matters. Other ones, heads up run from first to home on that single. That was beyond heads up.
Yeah, I thought that elephant was on his back, too, when he had the last straightaway from third to first. Mm-hmm. He took a wide turn, third to home.
Yeah.
He took a wide turn, bro.
Yes, he did.
He did not.
It was not the most efficient route.
Like a deuce and a quarter. I was like, man, what you got old Seville, Cadillac Seville?
It felt like it. I thought the hubcaps were going to come off.
Yeah. like in all the Dolomite.
My buddy had a 63 Chrysler Newport back in the 80s, and when he would turn the corner, it was like he had one of those handles on the wheel.
My neighbor had that because he had no hand.
Yeah, he had no hand.
Yeah, so he had a hook.
He had a hook.
Yeah,
and he was driving the car.
He had no foot too. Like he was an Army vet.
Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah, so what's his name, Mr. Lampley? I'm about to call my mom, man. Like, this dude fixed everything. He had a component where he could put a hammer on his arm. It was all kind of. He was like Cyborg.
Let's go. Let's get you involved at 800-919-3776. If you were in the ballpark, what was the juice like last night? What are your expectations today? Everything Yankees that you've got. 800-919-3776. We've got some football to do today. We've got Jason McCourty today. We've got Eduardo Perez today. We've got Joe Fortenbaugh later today. A little wagering on the Yankees as well. And we will get as many of you in today as we can. Now, the one bad thing that comes out of last night, the fact that the Dodgers win and wrap it up, the game tonight now at 8 o'clock.
Ugh.
Not 6 o'clock. That 6 o'clock start was nice.
Ugh. Yes, it was, man.
That was hitting the spot.
It's like, 9:30, 10 o'clock.
800-919-3776. Bart and Carlin, we are just getting started on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
On Long Island, we've got backups at Uniondale, northbound Meadowbrook Parkway with a crash. 3 vehicles involved, 2 right lanes at Hempstead Turnpike. And on the Jackie Robinson Parkway westbound, broken out car, right lane by Kew Gardens and Metropolitan Avenue westbound Jackie Robinson. In the Bronx, still that building collapse, that partial building collapse on Alexander Avenue. That will remain closed until further notice between 135th and 138th Streets. Path has delays all in and out of Hoboken on the World Trade and 33rd Street lines because of signal issues. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installation with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm, and I'm proud to be a part of that legacy. I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and like my father, I fight to get justice for the injured.
The hustle and grit of these streets shaped me. I'm John D'Agostino, and from the concrete to the courtroom, I built this injury firm 35 years ago to get accident victims justice. So call my team first, 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
You want justice? Think Jenna D'Agostino. Think D'Agostino & Associates. Justice isn't just a word. For us, it's a way of life. It's having compassion for your struggle and getting you paid for your pain. Now that's justice. D'Agostino & Associates means being there for the injured.
Seriously injured? Call my team first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. How do I even know if my heart is work stress affected? It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how would I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
Your fantasy roster is set. The Smack Talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports, not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Yankee calls coming up in moments. 800-919-3776. Every Thursday, 10:30. He joins us. He is Jason McCourty. He is ESPN NFL analyst. And J-Mac, were you and Dev both Yankee fans as kids growing up in Rockland?
Chris, I hate baseball. We didn't watch the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox. We didn't watch any baseball.
I had no idea. I had no idea how much you hated baseball.
He don't even watch squash.
The first full baseball game I watched was 8U kid pitch baseball. So that obviously didn't do anything for me to appreciate baseball more. The 2-hour time limit that we had to finish the game.
I'm impressed they put a time limit on it for you. Bart hated it right away because he saw somebody get drilled and then he was out.
Yeah, my boy got hit in the mouth, tore all his teeth out. I said, man, did you at least? Yeah, we were 8. I was on my way to join. I'm like, man, how did the ball hit all your teeth? Like, it wasn't a glancing blow, and he had to get a wire through all his teeth. Ever since he was little, we called him dolphin teeth because his teeth were so little because they all got knocked out in half.
Dang, so you shied away from baseball and then decided to play the most dangerous sport in football.
But you know what? We got a mouthpiece and a helmet. I ain't messing up my grill. But nobody.
All right, so would you rather watch baseball or the Jets?
Started early here.
No, listen, let's start there for a moment, though. The other night when we see that, it was, listen, you're in the early stages here of a new coach, and we understand that, but something that we had talked about last week was the importance of being able to have some results to show for what the plans are and what the work is. When you see a game like that from the Jets, what is the most troubling aspect of it?
For me, it's every time we hear Aaron Glenn talk, he says all the things we want and we anticipate in a really good head coach. He's talked about the penalties. He's talked about just kind of not shooting yourself in the foot. And Breece Hall made reference to shooting yourself in the foot and took it somewhere else. But then when you turn the film on and you watch these guys and you're seeing the penalties, you're seeing the fumbles, I think the most concerning thing is that you're not seeing the progress from the players from a week-to-week standpoint to correct the mistakes that are happening to the prior weeks. And I think that's the most damning thing because, and Bart, you know this, playing the game, coaches can tell you one thing. You can rep the heck out of it. You can bring officials in and work on penalties all week long. And then when the lights turn on and it's Monday night or a Sunday, guys have to actually execute what they're being taught in practice.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Would you almost rather them maybe temper down the aggression or – because a lot of times you're holding and, procedural issues, that's just being dumb and not being locked into the snap count. And you really can't let a guy like Justin get into, like, the just going on one because everybody get off on him and, that's going to set him up. I just am trying to figure out how do you continue to hold people accountable because I don't know if Isaiah Williams is still on the team or not. But, I don't know if you can get rid of Xavier Gibson and then not get rid of this guy for doing exactly the same thing because – it's always easier to make lessons with people that's the 51st or 53rd player on the team to be able to send the message because at some point you got to start holding these guys accountable. And if they jump off sides, you might have to take them off the field and say, hey, you got to come over here during the game to embarrass them publicly. Yeah, and to that point, the one thing we always talk about with coaching, when you have one player, maybe two players doing something, you can remove them and they're the exception. The issue right now is when, to your point, when you have Xavier Gibson and you cut him, then you bring the next guy in and he does the same exact thing, then you have to look at the entire team and it's like, all right, what are we doing or what are we not doing that is not getting through to the players to execute on game day? Because no matter who we put in, if they're doing the same exact thing as the guy in front of them, then from a coaching standpoint, you got to look in the mirror. And that's not saying that they're not doing the things necessary in practice. Because I spoke to a coach this weekend, and the one thing we talked about was special teams, and they had a really bad game. And the one thing we talked about was during the course of the week, I went back and looked at some of the things that happened to us in the game, and we repped it multiple times during the course of the week, and we got it right every single time. And then when we got in the game, we didn't execute it the right way. So now you're trying to look at it, is it a youth thing, experience type of thing? Why are guys not being able to take the practice field and apply it to game day?
Jason McCourty is with us, ESPN NFL analyst, as he joins us every week at this time with the Jets defensively, what do you see has been the part of this that has been a biggest letdown from what we would have expected it to be?
I think part of it is to what Bart kind of alluded to. You expected this super aggressive defense, man-to-man, in your face, and you just knew that coming into the season with Justin Fields, we're going to run the hell out of the ball and no one's going to score any points on us, and that's how we're going to implement a way to win football games. And you would anticipate you'd win ugly. You'd win games like 17-14 and things of that nature, and we just haven't seen that from them. I even look at the Buffalo Bills game, and you watch a team in Buffalo that you were like, all right, one thing if Josh comes in there and he beats us and MVP of the season last year, but it wasn't. It was them handing the ball off and John just really kind of running through them and over them. And that's the thing that you just don't expect from this Jets team, not only from Aaron Glenn coming over, but also from the fact of just who this Jets team has been the last few years. They've been a tougher football team that just kind of really couldn't get over the hump because of the quarterback position. And this season, we haven't really seen that so far.
You're an expert at the cornerback position. You've played at a high level, right? And so when you look at Sauce, and he gets the contract, number one highest paid corner, but he's starting to say that he's getting picked on. And when you look at the film and you look at Waller and you expect, because I'm just so used to playing with corners like Revis, like Chris McAllister that always made the play, and it just seems like Sauce is on the wrong side of the play, whether it's in Jigba and Buka, catching the ball on him, Mike Evans getting work on him, and he's starting to try and plant seeds of woe is me. Like, one, as a veteran, what would you say to him, and two, how would you evaluate his play?
The one thing I would say to him is that I think the toughest challenge in playing that cornerback position, and like you said, I did it at a decent level for a while, and when you're matched up against guys' best players, especially when this year he started to do some following, like there's no bigger challenge, I feel like, in the NFL than doing something to that. And I got the opportunity to watch Stephon Gilmore do it, and that was the best cornerback that I'd ever played with. And the main thing I would tell him, it's a mentality. Like, I would watch Gilmore when we would do walkthrough before practice, and Edelman would be on the other side. He'd grab and hold him, and he wouldn't let him catch a pass and walk through. And, like, Gilmore was the quietest guy I'd ever been around, but he was just a dog. And his everything was that no one is going to catch a pass on me when I'm matched up on a guy one-on-one. So much to the point where we're playing Devontae Adams when he's with the Green Bay Packers, and the Belichick mindset, we're going to double team and take away your best player. Whenever we would double team Devontae Adams, Gilmore would look at me in the huddle and be like, you got him. I don't want the double team. I'll go guard somebody else where I'm one-on-one, and you and your brother can go double team him. So that would be my main thing for Sauce, because when you watch him, it's, to your point, it's not always going to be perfect. Guys are going to make a play on you every now and then when you're in position. But when you want that tag of, I want to be the best corner in the league, I want to be the shutdown corner, it's all about finishing at the point of attack. There's one thing, I think that's what separated. I looked at my career and you looked at some of the guys at the top tier. I was always in position, but I didn't always make the play. And that's why I wasn't paid like the guys that were able to do that. And Sauce has that capability. But it's another thing, week in and week out, play in and play out, to go execute and have that mindset. Like, if I'm guarding the best player, then that means I'm seeing 15 targets a game, and I have to be great on 15 targets.
Jason McCourty is with us, ESPN NFL analyst. What did you like about Jackson Dart?
Man, the one thing about, and we talked about it last week, when you insert a rookie quarterback and you insert a guy like him, that the swag, the moxie, everything that he brings along with him, the energy in the stadium, the energy on the sideline, it makes a difference. Like, when you watched him, and it wasn't that he had this tremendous game. One was the 111 yards. He was able to run the ball a little bit. It wasn't, Dable didn't ask him to do anything outside of what you want your rookie quarterback to do. Protect the game, protect the football, and make the necessary plays. A third down conversion to Theo Johnson in the fourth quarter to take time off the clock. Those type of plays. So I was very impressed. The game didn't look too big for him. Never did he seem overwhelmed or anything of that nature.
I mean, he was swagged out. I don't know what the dance he hit was. I forgot what it's called. But, he hit it. He hit it kind of flawlessly. And I just tell you, like, what the swag was. Really starting fast. I look at Scatterbull, and when I look at Scatterbull and I look at Dart, I see like guys that created juice, not just for the offense, but for the defense. And it was the juice that they presented to the offense and the defense that made the defense play on a high level, get the 3 and out. McCourty not catching that first third down I thought was key because it allowed them to get the ball. And, I think it inspired guys like Carter. Carter became the defensive player of the week, rookie defensive player of the week, I believe. And he didn't even really get a lot of sacks. It was just his pressure was constant. And so I think it was the juice that they presented. Now, going forward, how do you think that plays out, and how do you put back-to-back performance? Because we would believe that we would get more from Dart this week against a lesser opponent, but it also can show itself, in my opinion, as a trap game and a wild, ruckus environment that New Orleans can be.
Yeah, and I think even beyond the trap game aspect of it is the challenge for the Chargers a week ago was when you go into that game, all right, you know that Jackson Dart is going to start, but you have no idea what Brian Dable and Mike Kafka are going to present to you as an offense. So you think about in the first few plays of that game where Dart's in the backfield, Scatterboo's lined up next to him, the tight end's lined up in front of him. Like, that's a different type of set that you're not really accustomed to seeing. So lastly, for the Chargers, and Jesse mentioned the defensive coordinator, you're going back, you're watching Ole Miss film. You're trying to figure out what were the things that Jackson Dart did really good in college. What can they maybe implement now in the league with him? For the New Orleans Saints now, this week, Brandon Staley, their coordinator, you now have a full game's worth to see exactly what was Brian Dable's approach with Jackson Dart and how they want to deploy him. So I think the challenge is now, the longer he plays, is now you have a better idea of what they're trying to attack you with, which enables you to an opportunity to put a better game plan together. Because to your point, they started off that game, and not only did Jackson Dart do a good job running, but so did Scatterboo because of the threat of Dart running and how the linebackers have to respect it. I think the New Orleans Saints will come better prepared on Sunday, being able to watch a game's worth of what they were able to do.
Jay, excellent stuff as usual, man. We'll talk to you next week.
I have one more.
Go ahead.
Do you think Baby John Riggins gonna make it through the season trying to be an equal opportunist? He's trying to run everybody over. I don't know if he don't know. Like it's like Shallow Hal. I think he sees himself as Brandon Jacobs or Derrick Henry. In reality, he's Rudy.
I think I think he'll have to adjust that. I remember I called one of his games in college. They were playing Alabama, and he got his helmet knocked off trying to run over the middle linebacker. And I think to a certain extent, your rookie year, you want guys to know like what you're made of and what you're built on. And I think guys in that locker room know, and you're going to have guys walk up to him, a Dexter Lawrence, a Brian Burns, a Darius Slade. You have guys walk up to him and be like, hey, man, like, go ahead and slide. Like, we need you out there. So I think that will mature as he goes on when you actually are out there and you're taking those hits and you wake up on Monday and you're like, damn, that definitely wasn't a good idea. I'm going to have to go ahead and get down this next week. He'll learn fast.
Jay, man, great stuff. We'll talk next week.
Sounds good. Good to talk to you guys.
Jason McCourty, ESPN NFL analyst. You see him on Get Up. You see him on NFL Live. You see him all the time. He's with us every Thursday at 10:30. I had no idea that he hated baseball so much.
I was about to say, with the inside report for the Yankees, McCourty.
There was some vitriol in it.
That was definitive.
I hate baseball. Hate it.
Definitive.
And he grew up in an area that is like heavy Yankee fans in Rockland County. It's Bart and Carlin, 800-919-3776. Your calls are next, 800-919-ESPN on the juice in the park last night, on the Yankees, on the opportunities that sit in front of them today. And if you want to get on Aaron Boone, the floor is yours, but you better come correct.
Uh-oh.
It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. and he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same-day or next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SamwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Ballybet Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet Sportsbook and Casino. Download it.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
The holiday season is here, and businesses are hiring for all kinds of seasonal roles. From haunted corn maze staff to real bearded Santas, skilled, experienced workers are in high demand and hard to find. Whether you're hiring for one of these roles or any other role, the best way to find the perfect match for your role is on ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's matching technology works fast to find top talent. No wonder it's the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
Tire care shouldn't come with extra costs or surprise fees, and it should be simple, straightforward, and stress-free. So at Midas, they're rolling out the limited lifetime tire guarantee. Included with every tire purchase with paid installation, you'll pay nothing for flat repairs, nada for flat replacements, zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles, and 0 for other preventative maintenance. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's a limited lifetime tire guarantee only at Midas.
Dive into the Marvel Universe on the official Marvel Podcast with the stars of the MCU.
Everybody's going to be talking about whether we're casting for this character.
The creators of Marvel Comics.
Spider-Man is the greatest fictional character in history.
And Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige.
But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast,
giving you exclusive access to Marvel's adventures like never before. The official Marvel Podcast. New episodes every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Let's roll. 800-919-3776. Let's start with Billy. He's in the truck. Billy, what's up, baby?
Yo, what's going on? I'm pumped, man. I am pumped. Bart, I had to put the cheese on my taco last night. I took all the football profits. I said, I'm going down with the ship or I'm riding it out. I put all the cheese on the taco.
Just like James Bond, I'm all in.
All in.
Now, all in.
It was absolute. 500, I think it was. But we're rolling. We're rolling into week 5 strong.
All right. Well, you going to put it all on the Yankees today?
Right. That's what I was about to say. That's what I was saying. Like, how long you ride this train?
Now, here's the play for today, I think. If this game wasn't at 8 o'clock, I'd be on Ticketmaster right now, going back there. It was that much fun last night. And I'm not coming back that late again. But I think whatever that ticket's going to be, I think I'll sprinkle that on a little parlay. But bottom of the first inning, I had 2 Red Sox fans sitting right next to me, and I was catching shrapnel, friendly fire. It soaked in beer. It was. Wait, what
do you mean friendly fire and beer? How is that friendly fire? Like little droplets here and there? Or are they full on like
no.
half dumping it?
Oh, there were cans. I never seen this. It's special operations. Or I think it was special operations came. People getting kicked out in the first inning. It was.
Yeah, they were not. But here's the thing: time. The Yankee fans, the Yankees on Ticketmaster or whatever they were doing everything they could to keep the tickets out of the hands of the Red Sox fans. So if you do anything wrong, they are getting you out of there quick.
That was a good amount of them.
Yeah. How many people did you see get tossed?
There was a decent amount. There were enough. A lot of chirpiness in the stands.
Was it all Red Sox fans who got tossed?
Actually, I think I was paying attention to the game, but I think it was the Yankee fans that were throwing the beer at them.
Oh,
I think they ended up getting.
That's not surprising.
They got absolutely soaked in the bottom of the first inning.
Wow!
But just outstanding plays by Jazz, great pitching, great defense, and I think tonight the bats are flying. I might even take the run line tonight. Give me the -1.5.
Look at you.
But
and as I'm looking at it right now, -1.5 is +136. So you get a little positive juice.
Give it to me. Give me a little juice on that.
Yeah, I'd be careful. If you're going to play it, just play it straight. And the other reason I say that is because these games are all so freaking close.
One or two moments,
so
man.
Close.
Like I said, it's either somebody's going to be the hero or somebody's going to be the GOAT.
I thought he was saying that he was catching it from Red Sox fans who were accidentally dumping it on him. No, it was Yankee fans throwing it at the Red Sox fans in front of him, and he's getting hit by friendly fire.
Like, yo, I'm a friendly.
I'll tell you, there's a lot more going on in the stands these days. A lot more.
A lot of people are a lot more emboldened, man. Like, Like, it's just a society, period. Everybody wants to smoke.
Yeah. Until they get the smoke, and then they figure out, maybe I didn't want the smoke after all. How about Joe and Elizabeth next on ESPN New York? Joe, what's going on, dude? How are you?
Hey, good morning, Bart and Carlin.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, I just have a question regarding both the Mets and the Yankees. What would be deemed the bigger failure or collapse of a season in your eyes? The Mets missing the playoffs outright after reaching the NLCS last season and paying all that money for Soto? Or the Yankees making the World Series but getting bounced in the wild card at home versus one of their fiercest rivals? Thanks for taking my call.
You got it. I think the Yankees, or I think the Mets not making the postseason is just getting a little bit overlooked right now. That's absurd.
Yeah, we're going to start. We're going to forensically look at that.
Yeah,
in a minute.
There is no reason that the Mets should have collapsed the way they did, and it was a slow and steady collapse. Drip, 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 drip all the way home. When you are 21 games over 500 with a $340 million payroll and you don't make the playoffs, that is an embarrassment. And if the Yankees go home, they go home, but at the very least they made the postseason. I know there's a lot of people.
No, he's saying World Series. That's different.
Well,
what if they lose? What if they lose tonight?
If they lose tonight, I would still say the Mets are a bigger embarrassment. Absolutely, I would still say that.
I don't know.
No. The Mets not making the playoffs?
I mean, not making the playoffs and then getting bounced in the wild card, pretty close.
But I think we would look at it and say,
Yankees, you got the best player in baseball.
Yeah.
And Aaron Judge, who's at the height of his superpowers. You still have an ace. And, I would if they lose tonight, I think it's gonna hurt even more.
Oh man. I think the Mets losing already has kind of gotten
They get a pass because of the brand.
Yeah, and they've also gotten a pass this week because the Yankees were playing, and because the Jets played Monday night, and all that stuff, and everybody else was there to cover up for their sucking. So that has helped them for sure. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app, not to mention over on YouTube at the ESPN New York page. Go there. We will get your comments in there as well as your calls at 800-919-3776. Eduardo Perez is going to join us in a few minutes. He will be on the call for Game 3 tonight on ESPN. And something I want you to think about. Should the outcome tonight determine the future of the manager? We'll discuss in moments on 880 ESPN and on the ESPN New York app.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Here's a run again by Dart. First and 10 will take it in. His first career touchdown.
It's a home game against a 3-0 Chargers team where your season is falling apart. You just replaced Russell Wilson. Oh, and by the way, you're trying to save Brian Dable's job.
Look, I got a lot of confidence in our rookie quarterback.
And your best receiver goes down with an ACL, and the kid still finds a way to get a win?
Obviously, this experience was a special one.
All I can say is that in his first start, Jackson Dart looked terrific.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
You know so much about who you are. But do you know what makes your body your body? With over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help you know the truth. Because you know you're made of grit, wit, and a good heart. But just how healthy is that heart? You know you're made up of all the places you've called home. You know you're made of your mom's sarcasm. And now you can find out if you have her thyroid too. You know you're made of college all-nighters and 30s early-nighters, but those still don't explain your sleep issues. You know that you're made up of good meals with even better conversation. But are you actually absorbing those nutrients? A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BILL to 231231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BILL to 231231. That's BILL to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app, also over on YouTube, where you can watch the show. You can chime in with your comments, and we will get you in as part of the show, whatever questions you have as well. With Eduardo, with whatever, we will get those in just moments when Eduardo joins us. Meanwhile, we've got Yankees and Red Sox tonight. And the thing I want to be thinking about in going into this game, and I'm very curious as to your take, should tonight be determinative of what happens with Aaron Boone? Now, whether or not it will be, I don't know if either one of us would actually believe that it will be. Should it be? That's really the question. In your estimation, should this determine Aaron Boone's fate after he's been here for 8 years?
I feel like at some point we got to hold somebody accountable if the team keeps coming up short. I understand it's a blessing to still be involved and still be a team that's always, capable of winning the World Series, but you actually got to win the World Series. And I don't know if it's one of these things where if you make it to the World Series, at least you made it to the same place you made it last year. But in a weak division, I mean, that's what we said before the season started, that the Yankees should be far and away there. Now, of course, that's before Garrett Cole got hurt. We know that. But at some point, you got to start holding people accountable for the results. Like, this is the New York Yankees, and they have a reputation of the winningest franchise in all of North American sports. They ain't been doing no winning in a long time. And at some point, if you're not going to hold Cashman accountable, you got to hold somebody accountable and maybe get some new blood, some new energy inside of the clubhouse.
My problem is I believe that they believe all of the inner workings of the organization work just fine, that everybody really lives up and does their jobs well. I think they look at Aaron Boone and they think that he communicates, he defends the players, he takes the bullets out there for us. He does what we pay him to do at what Boone would say when he was defending Volpe a few weeks ago, at an elite level. I think they do think that like he can go out there and deliver answers to questions that are not easy questions to answer at an elite level and do it without really saying a damn thing. And I think that is an incredible skill that a manager today needs above all else. And then when we sit and point at whether or not they're going to win games, I honestly believe the biggest difference in the Yankees making changes and not is if you're not going along with what we want, then we'll get rid of you. But if you're going along with what we want, you're doing everything that we want, and we are still winning enough to where it's not affecting our bottom line in the least, then why would I make a change when I don't need to? I think that's really what it boils down to. I don't think, again, we know that the bar has been changed over the years as to what's acceptable with the Yankees and what's not. And while it might be frustrating to some, this is where it is right now. And until it speaks to where the Steinbrenner mentality is. Until it actually affects the cash flow coming in, that's when there's a change.
I mean, how much did the World Series last year maybe change and give him a little bit more rope? Because before it was just like, come on, man, we keep falling way short of our expectations. And maybe the World Series last year, the appearance. Now, it was a horrible showing, but they got there.
Yeah.
So it's hard for people to complain and say that you need to make a change, but we're talking about the difference from going from good to great. And that is a small spot to jump.
Well, he will be in the booth tonight. We'll get more on that in a bit. He is Eduardo Perez. He will be with David Cohn and Carl Ravitch and Buster Olney on ESPN for Game 3. Yankees and the Red Sox tonight, 8 o'clock. Eduardo, it's Chris Carlin. It's Bart Scott here on ESPN New York. We appreciate a few minutes. How you doing?
Oh, doing well. It's an honor to be with you guys. Big fans, man. Looking forward to tonight as well. How about that? Yankees, Red Sox. Why is this just a 3-game series?
Right.
This should be a 5 or a 9.
All right, well, let's talk about that for a second first. When you look back at all of those great series that used to have all of the great juice to them, has this one started to bring back some juice that maybe we've been missing in the Yankees-Red Sox for a while?
This is great. 100%. Remember when it was just a 1-game wild card? And at least we have 3, and they're all at Yankee Stadium. That plays into the inner child in me. That plays into the baseball fan of me. That brings back memories of all the Yankee Red Sox games, from Bucky Dent hitting that home run off Mike Torres back in the day, or Aaron Boone hitting that home run against our late and beloved Tim Wakefield. It's baseball, but rich in history, and there's so much history with these two franchises that are known worldwide, and this is why this is the game that I love. Anything can happen. Anything can happen tonight. You got 2 rookies going out there that were probably in diapers when Aaron Boone hit that home run, but right now they're going to be the main set. They're going to be the main feature, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
You know, isn't it crazy how emotional this game can be, and how the ups and downs of just playing can be? And it's kind of like the same thing, make you laugh, make you cry, because Chisum gives Boston a bit of their own medicine with their aggressive base running, but he was the GOAT the day before because of how he handled his press conference and not being in, and ultimately, with the bases loaded, not coming up. How do you kind of harness what Jazz Chisum brings, and should a guy like Jazz always be in the lineup because of the juice that he provides and the energy that he gives to everybody else?
That's an excellent question. I'll say this. I don't mind the way that Jazz handled the interview while he was looking into his clothes, into his locker as he was doing it. He was embarrassed. He was hurt. When he got traded here, he embraced the pinstripes. I think when the lights shine the brightest is when Jazz Chisum shows up. And I know that he had not played 3 out of 4 games against Crochet. I know that Crochet, the lefties, hit 166 off him. But you know what? You're a better team with Jazz Chisum out there because you're a better defensive team. You're a better base running team. And Jazz can run into one just like he did 6 times out of 31 home runs off left-handed pitching. That being said, the embarrassment of not being in the lineup, 1. The embarrassment of going out there to play defense while you're down 2-1 is the second one. As the manager, and Aaron knows this better than anyone, and I think he knows that he dropped the ball on this one, and this is one of the reasons why they were able to turn the page well, is he put him out there in positions to not succeed. And the worst thing you can do as a manager is to be able to not put your player in a position to succeed. That at-bat against Chapman, the weak fly ball to right field, that should have been Jazz sitting on the bench, and that at-bat should have been Ahmed Rosario's. There was no reason to take Rosario out of the game. He was there against Crochet because he mashes Crochet. And I don't know if people know this, but against Aroldis Chapman, the only guy wearing pinstripes that has taken Aroldis Chapman deep in their career is Ahmed Rosario. Not once, but twice in 7 at-bats, 3 hits in 7 at-bats, 2 of those home runs. That was Ahmed Rosario's at-bat to be had. And it was never to be, and it was Jazz's. That ended up being the one that looked bad.
Is that on the analytics, or is that a gut call by Boone? Like, who makes that decision if you know all this information?
Look, Look, you can say analytics, you can say everything you want. That's on the manager, and Boone knows that. You know, there are certain things that I learned my game from obviously watching years when I was a kid without knowing it, just through osmosis, watching Sparky Anderson. But I played under Tony La Russa, and I was that player that when we had the lead, I wanted to play 7 innings because I knew that there was a better defender on that bench, and if I played 7 innings, the team would win. If I played 9, that means we're not shaking hands at the end of the game. We're losing because I was more of an offensive than defensive player. He brought in Ahmed Rosario, who was more of an offensive player, and that's why Brian Cashman traded for him against lefties. And against Chapman, that's who you want. Like last time, if Chapman comes up to pitch tonight, and Ahmed Rosario is not facing a Aroldis Chapman in a certain part of the lineup, then something's wrong. Ahmed Rosario has to face Chapman. I think he's their best chance to be able to put a runner on or be able to put the ball over the fence against him. For some reason, he sees him well.
Eduardo Perez with us. He'll be in the booth tonight. Once again, has done a great job the last couple of days with Carl Ravitch and Buster Olney and, of course, David Cohn on ESPN. Game tonight at 8 o'clock because the Dodgers won last night and ended that series, so it slid back a couple hours. The aggression of Alex Cora yesterday, the urgency with which he managed to try to get that game 2, knowing what was ahead in game 3, how much does that come back to bite him or hamstring him today?
It's going to hamstring him, but I loved what he did. He okay, I'm all in. I put my chips in. You know, they're not going to have Whitlock tonight. Everybody knows that, especially with Whitlock and what he's had to deal with injuries in the past. So he's going to protect his guy. Even though this is go time, he threw 47 pitches yesterday. He committed to it. Once he brought him out for that second inning, you knew Whitlock wasn't going to be available. But he was hoping that his lineup could at least get a run in. I think the inability of Rafaela to be able to butt the runner over played huge. And Fernando Cruz's, that was a huge inning on that pop-up right back to Fernando Cruz to end the and just, to be able to get that first out. And then the fly ball to center field that Trevor Story hit, ending that inning. I thought, the Yankees were going to have a really good opportunity to at least put one on the board there. But he went all in. He's like, look, this is our best chance. He's got a pitcher in early tonight that has never pitched on the road with a stadium that has a double deck. On the road, he pitched in Sacramento. It's a minor league ballpark against the Athletics. And he pitched against the Rays, and that's the home of the Yankees. This is the Mecca. This is Yankee Stadium. Alex Cora knows that. He doesn't know what he's going to get out of it early. He knows it could be good, but it's a left-handed pitcher going up against a very good, powerful right-handed and a really good, powerful offensive team. And I think that played into a lot of the decisions that Alex had yesterday.
Elimination games are always special because you never know who's going to pop up and be a hero and who's going to succumb to the pressure. Who do you believe the pressure is on most tonight?
I think it's equal. I really do. Even though you're playing at Yankee Stadium, even though the fans at Yankee Stadium, and I'll say another thing that might not sit well with a lot of Yankee fans, and I'm sort of tired of hearing it, that they think it's all Aaron Boone's fault. And no, not at all. I think he's done an unbelievable job here in New York. I really do. I think he understands his players better than anyone else out there. Did he make a mistake the other day? Yes, he did, but not a lot of people looked at it that way. It's just me on the baseball side of it. But he gets his players play for him, and that's 3/4 of the battle. In-game decisions, those are pre-planned usually before the games. I don't see any pressure. I think the pressure is equal because both cities have experienced winning a lot, and both organizations expect to be in the World Series every year. That's why I think the pressure is equal. It's going to be a little bit tougher for the Red Sox tonight to be able to try to beat a Yankee team, and because of that, I think the Yankees have a huge advantage tonight. But It's going to come down to the entire roster, and I think Duvall has to play a huge role into the success of that bullpen tonight for the Yankees.
Eduardo Perez with us. All right, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. I agree with you about Boone. I totally agree with you about Boone. I think he's done an amazing job here. But what you need to explain to people is what the role is of the manager today and why he is exceptional at it. Because when you know, a few minutes ago, you're talking about, well, he made the mistake with Jazz, right? And that's ultimately okay. That's on him. But then we talk about pitching decisions. Well, that's predetermined, things like that. The manager today, what is it that makes Boone exceptional at this?
I'll tell you what wasn't predetermined, and nobody talks about because it worked out, right? When he went to visit Rodon, I think half of the Yankee Nation was like, "What are you going to do? You're taking him out," and they were probably calling him every name in the book. And then he walks back, and if it wouldn't have worked out in that inning, if the double play wouldn't have happened, everybody would have wanted Aaron Boone fired. And I think that was a gut decision. That was a gut decision by Aaron Boone. He went out there not knowing if he was going to take him out or not. He wanted to look at his pitchers, and he wanted to look at Rodon in the eye.
But when he left him in, though, everybody else is probably looking at it like, what are we doing? After left him in the next inning.
Well, that's fine. He left him in because he's like, look, this is one of my horses. Because the day before when he took out Max Fried, everybody's like, well, he got paid so much money to be this guy right now. And he took him out. Look, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. The job of a manager, and getting back to your question, the job of a manager is to not only be able to manage your players, but to be able to manage up the front office. It's being able to manage laterally your coaches. It's being able to delegate, to trust the people around you. I'll tell you this, Aaron Boone does that really well. He deflects when he has to, and I think a lot of that experience and preparation came from doing what I'm doing right now, right? And that's being in the media side of it. Being able to see and go into different clubhouses and different managers' offices and being able to have that access to see what works in great organizations and what doesn't in not-so-great organizations. What he's always been is a really good communicator. He's always been able to relate. He's always been able to stay current with the young players, but at the same time, he knows how to manage superstars. That's an ability that not many people have. And Aaron Boone has it because maybe he grew up around it, or maybe it's because he was in the media, or maybe it's because he's been in pressure-packed situations before and has been in their position. But for that, there's a reason why Brian Cashman, who's the longest-tenured general manager in all of baseball, and maybe in any sport, and Aaron Boone so far right now with 8 years of managing in this city, it's not easy, but yet he continues to go out there and does an excellent job of it. And he could be criticized, and I get the Yankee fan. But at the same time, man, I wouldn't want anybody else managing my ball club than Aaron Boone here in New York for this city.
Eduardo Perez with us. Okay, before we let you go, what has you most intrigued about tonight, about Cam Schlittler tonight especially?
Man, I'm going to try to keep this as clean as I can. I love the presence on the mound. I think the first inning, there's going to be a vibe. It's an 8 o'clock start. This isn't a 6 o'clock start now. This is an 8 o'clock start. This is prime time. This is old school This is old school Sunday night baseball at 8 o'clock. Remember back in the day? And I think this is going to be a fun game to watch to see the future of both organizations. And this could be the first of many times that these two young arms, especially now you mentioned Schlittler, has on this mound representing the pinstripes. I think it's cool. I think there's a great backstory to each of them. Growing up, being from the Boston area and being able to pitch for the Yankees, I think it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle of two young pitchers being able to establish the inside part of the plate. The first pitcher to be able to do it, or if both pitchers are able to do it, they're going to go farther in this game than what we think they should.
In other words, what I'm hearing is you think Schlittler has got a pair, so to speak.
I wanted to say the word cojones.
Yeah,
right? But
well, you can.
But I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I just said it.
Well, to quote the great Pedro Serrano, got big marbles.
Yobu. Did you just mention Yobu?
Jobu. Forget you. I'll do it myself.
Eduardo, listen, we appreciate it. We know it's a busy day. Thanks so much for a few minutes. Have a great call tonight.
Hey, you guys are the best, man. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That was excellent.
Hey, he should be next in line for the next manager.
Listen, he's managed before in Puerto Rico, and he's coached before, if I'm not mistaken. He was he was a bench coach as well. But I think that he gave you a lot of insight right there on not just the Boone stuff, which I think a lot of us kind of had an idea of what his answer might be, but just especially why Boone is as respected as he is, because what we see are the in-game managerial things, and even he told you, he made a mistake the other day when it came to Jazz Chisum. But everything that is involved in that job now and what you have to be able to do it at an elite level. That's why people can scream and yell.
And his job is different.
Yeah, and people can scream and yell all they want. He ain't going anywhere, and I don't think he should. Let's get a couple of calls in on it. 800-919-3776. Art is in Connecticut. He's up next on ESPN New York. Art, what's going on, dude?
Hey, great show, great talk. I just wanted to give a different perspective on Aaron. We're in an age of instant gratification, right? If you don't win in NCAA basketball, you're out. Any league, actually. But I'm going to just jump to the bottom line. He's managing by, analytics. Max Fried, Boston left their pitcher in. I think he went 117 pitches or something. Max could have finished the game, and he didn't. He was like, "You hit your pitch count, you're going. You're out."
Art, I don't think that was it, because I heard you heard David Cohn at the time talking about how some of the pitches were starting to leak and that Fried was getting a little tired. I think when we get caught up in what the pitch counts are, not all pitch counts are created equal. Some nights it is harder than others. Bobby O told me this back in the day when I was doing Mets pre- and post-game, and it's always stuck with me. There are nights where you could go out there and you could throw 120 pitches and it feels like you threw 30.
Yeah.
And there are nights that you could go out there and throw 40 pitches. It felt you can't pitch for another week.
Yeah.
So I can't stick. I don't think that's all those numbers in that moment as you think they are.
You're hitting my point, though. I'm saying I think you look at Max in the eyes. Now, yes, he had a few rough batters, but look who came after him. I mean, come on.
I understand that, but Art, it's not always just looking a guy in the eye. A guy who is a competitor is always going to have that tough look. And to your point, Lou Brown knew Ed Harris had nothing left. I'm throwing everything I got at him, skipper, and give you one more. No, you can't. You're toast. And it's not just looking him in the eye. He looked at him. He saw he was exhausted. Max Fried was done the other night. This thing that people get caught up with, this thing, it drives me insane. You can't just look how a guy looks in the eye and all that.
Well, that's how a lot of people grew up, right? I mean, they talk about the older managers and stuff like that. They hear the stories of, the guts and glory stuff, but they don't hear about the 50 other times that it went the wrong way. Oh, yeah, I got it, Coach. I'm good. I'm going to dig down deep. And it's out of here.
Exactly.
So they don't get those. They don't hear that.
I sold that one time in high school. No, I got it left. Yeah. Bang! Bomb! Out of here.
Damn it.
Tie game. Point being, though, when David Cohn talks about it, and he's watching all of the little mechanics of the guy and the things that play out, and he says, yeah, that's starting to get away from him a little bit here because the ball is leaking. Like, here's what baseball fans don't watch the game this way. I rarely do, but I remember to do it sometimes because of some of the things that I learned working with Bobby Ojeda over the years. If you sit and you just watch where the pitches go and you just watch a game normally, you're not seeing everything. You have to sit and watch where the catcher is setting up, where the ball ends up, what the body language of the pitcher is, all of those things, how annoyed he is, what does he have left. Like the other night, you'd look at him and you'd say, he's not sweating all over the place. He doesn't look like he's working that hard. But you don't know.
Might not be a sweater. Skinny guys don't sweat.
You may not know. I don't know, man. I think if you pay attention to everything with it,
you're going to keep
become smarter about it.
You're going to keep hearing this because it's always going to be a a section of the fan base that believes that he should have did something else. But it's up to Boone to go with his gut feeling, because at the end of the day, to what Eduardo was saying, he knows this team better than anybody. He knows his guys. So he don't have to – he can look at Max and see, yeah, he's done. And Max don't have to tell him or articulate. But, of course, Max's job is to tell to everybody else, I would give him whatever he needed, because that's the athlete, but that's the hero line. And we all are heroes in our own story.
Yeah, exactly. Except me, I really am the hero. Bart and Carlin. 80.
I'm the sidekick in my story.
No, you're
Sidekick don't get no. Sidekick can live a regular. I hope one day we can go and we can follow Robin and see how his life is. He probably got a bunch of chicks. He probably got a cool life because he ain't at the big mansion. He ain't got to go to somebody. He probably got him a nice 2-story condo. You know what I mean? No pressure.
And you're not getting bothered all the time.
And nobody's trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? I want to kill Batman. Nobody ever said that. I'm gonna get Robin.
I gotta go get Robin.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man,
being Robin's pretty good.
You know what I'm saying?
They hang around every once in a while. Not the worst.
Get Bruce Wayne sloppy seconds without the death threats.
Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York. We have still to come a little Joe Fortenbaugh, some gambling. We've got audio files coming. We have got High Noon coming in just a little bit, including the fate of the manager based on this series. And we will hear from a wide receiver who is supposedly unhappy. That's all on the way. Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app.
Thursday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Jazz, Chisum, and Ben Rice were back in the lineup last night and were big contributors in the Yankees' Game 2 win.
What a game. I mean, it's been 2 great games. You know, a lot of big plays on both sides. A homer by Benny to get us rolling. And then, you know, the bullpen closing it down after Rodon gave us enough there.
Will they take Game 3 tonight to advance? Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
John Ryan.
Yeah, Dad.
I think I came up with a killer slogan for our law firm. D'Agostino and Associates, bite back.
Bite back?
Yeah. When someone hurts you, you bite back. We'll be the law firm that bites back.
Dad, that's brilliant. Accident victims, call D'Agostino and Associates and bite back. Hey, we could even put a big vicious dog on billboards everywhere.
Yeah, and Rottweilers on buses.
Hey, how about a toll-free number?
What are you thinking?
You know, like 1-800-BITE-BACK.
1-800-BITE-BACK. That's brilliant.
But what if people hear fight back?
Easy. I'll spell it out for them, like 1-800-BITE, back. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Love it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
All this talk about biting back got me hungry.
Me too. Want to grab lunch?
Sure. Hey, how about a jingle?
You mean like, D'Agostino, law, bite back?
Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
You gonna watch this? You gonna go see this Smashing Machine, the Rock movie, the A24 movie? Listen, this is clearly the Rock going for his Oscar here. That's obviously clear, or at least attempting to.
But he's playing He's playing an athlete. So what type of stretch is that?
It's not a stretch.
Like when Batista, and people have this argument, who's the best acting post wrestler?
Yeah,
people go with Batista. He did this one movie about the crazy, he was a killer or something, but you had to kill a certain people to sacrifice.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
I saw him in.
It was dark. It had nothing to do with some action movie.
Yeah, I saw him in another movie that was it was the follow up to the movie Knives Out. I can't ever remember the name of it.
That was funny. Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
But he wasn't the main character. He did one where he was the main character. So I think The Rock is trying to match him.
Yeah.
John Cena's, it's fine. You know what I mean, for what he does, but it's kind of on brand. He's good in little comedy.
Yeah, he's also funny. He doesn't try to take himself too seriously.
The Rock has played the same character almost in every role.
Yes, he has.
You know what I mean? Him and Ice Cube, just to say, hold up, man. It's the same thing, man. Just Jumanji is the same person that was, you know what I mean?
How did he not get an Emmy for Ballers? Him and Glazer were snubbed. Yeah.
So he's trying to get it.
It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app right now. Some audio files.
The audio file.
All right, first up, we will hear from Justin Fields on his job now moving forward with the Jets.
It's my job, as a quarterback of this team, as one of the captains and as one of the leaders of this team to, make sure everybody feels that in the locker room. So, I talked to the guys after the game on Monday night and kind of expressed that to them and, how I kind of felt. Like I said, I think everybody in this locker room is in good spirits. We're ready to get back to work this week and go out there Sunday and play ball.
When you start to see somebody like Fields, Bart, who everybody had questions about coming into the year and you're trying to get answers about, how much harder as a player does it become to follow a guy when you're not sure that they're going to be the ultimate leader or have the ability to be a winning quarterback?
Well, to lead, you got to be able to perform. We have to believe that, hey, we want to be like this guy because this guy does his job at a high level, and I know that changes a lot of stuff. So for me, he's got to produce and lead them to a victory. Or play at a high level. I know sometimes, I did my podcast with Baldy today, and we go over like, oh, I thought he played well. I didn't think he played well. I thought he got some garbage yards, and I thought he was able, like they blocked it up and he was able to hit some throws, but he's not playing, in my opinion, winning football, and he's not processing fast enough. I just feel like he needs to speed up his process. They need to get him easy throws, rhythm throws, because that's the only way an offense can work. Offense can't work on make 3 people miss, run around, and then throw a great ball, or run around and have a 50-yard touchdown run. Like, it don't work like that. Like, you can't do that consistently. Like, great only happens every once in a while. So that's only 1 or 2 plays where somebody do something great. The rest has to be routine. And routine has to be able to be scheduled. And that's scheduled because I know, hey, 1, 2, I broke down a play for another show that I do. And the ball was out. Like, Dak Prescott, the ball is out and a blitz in front of his face before the receiver took 2 more steps and then went into his break and came back. And as soon as he turned around, he had no choice to catch it or to get hit in the face with the football. That's quarterbacking. And Justin has yet to get to that point where he quarterbacks like a mature veteran quarterback. He still processes like he's a young player. And I don't know if that's because he's been in so many different offenses and so many different philosophies, so many different reads, that he hasn't had a chance to really just embrace how to play the position.
All right, a little more on the other quarterback, Jackson Dart. Did you think the Saints would draft you? Of course, they're playing the Saints this week. And, is there going to be that little chip on the shoulder, or you passed on me, all that?
Yeah, I felt like my visit with them went good. So you kind of have thoughts in your head during the draft of, what options are really realistic. And I definitely felt like that was a place that, could have panned out. But, things didn't work out that way.
I'm always curious about New Orleans because it's such a loud building when things are right. But I don't know what that looks like this week when the Saints can't get it out of their own way.
Well, the Saints didn't embarrass themselves against Buffalo the following week.
Didn't.
And we also have to see how a rookie quarterback performs on the road opposed to home, no matter who the opponent is. It's always difficult to perform, and he'll be doing a lot of things in the NFL for the first time. Maybe having to go off a silent count. You talk about the noise and maybe a little bit more pressure because not Thomas, but the tackle on the right side may have to get off a little slower because it's a delay. And then, you still have talented players over there on that other side of the ball. You still got DeMario Davis. You still got Cam Jordan. You got guys that's not going to lay down by any means.
Listen, I don't care about any of that other stuff. All I care about is continuing to see him progress. And I think no matter who it is, when you go on the road, it will do a lot for your growth if you can play well on the road.
Yeah, buzzkill, though, if you beat the Chargers and then lose to the Saints.
Accurate. Like I said, just keep seeing some real progress. A.J. Brown was asked yesterday if he's still happy in Philly.
I did it to myself, but this is my home, man. I love it here. But you just see frustration because obviously, we want to be great, and most definitely, I want to be great as well.
He hasn't gotten the ball very much so far this year. Naturally, that is going to start to become a thing. And what happens? The Eagles are 4-0, by the way.
Yeah.
And this is, little things like this come out.
You can be 4-0 knowing that you're not playing good enough to beat the elite teams when it comes time to play and when it really counts. And it can be a frustration of why you aren't there yet. And that's what the season is about, building up to a spot. And for everybody that thinks that he's selfish, understand that players want to win, but they also have individual goals of maybe going to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And if I'm sitting here and, I'm just not getting the ball because the offense is inept, then it's like, what are we doing here? Like, I want to win, but, would you rather win championships and be a backup player, or would you rather lose and be actually the reason why you lose because you're playing and you're a member of the team? Like, there's a lot of people that are just, passengers on a team's success. He wants to be in the front street.
Last two. This is Buster Olney this morning on DiPietro and Rothenberg. Will Aaron Boone play the same lineup tonight?
Boone's going to wind up starting his best lineup, which is Ben Rice, Jazz Chisum, his left-handed hitting lineup, and the whole night tonight, Alex Cora is going to be managing to mitigate this. And one of the interesting things is you mentioned Connolly early and sort of being a young guy. I mean, this is his 5th start in the big leagues. He's got 19 innings. He was a year old when Aaron Boone hit that walk-off home run in 2003. He was 2 during the comeback in 2004. Everything you hear about him is that he's very under control. He's got a great mound presence. He pitched at the University of Virginia, but this is Yankee Stadium, and you just don't know how he's going to react. And you also don't know, and we've seen the Yankees do this repeatedly, how quickly will they be able to determine some pitch tipping that he's doing. And you got some of the Yankee players waving at each other from second base to give him a heads up as to what's coming. He's a young guy, and it'll be fascinating to see how he handles it and how the Yankees handle a pitcher they've never seen before.
The old sphincter tightens up. No.
Well, what's the Yankees' record against left-handed pitchers? I mean, they just saw 2 great ones. It's amazing that, I know he's not Crochet, but got Jazz Chisum in the lineup today because of the other things. Like Perez said, would never not take a guy that puts so much juice and that can manufacture runs because of his ability to run the bases for anybody.
A little snug. A little snug. Lastly, here's Buster on whether Boone will trust Luke Weaver tonight.
The fact that he used him in the spot that he did in Game 1 tells you that trust is still there because he remembers Weaver from last year and at times when he's been so effective. But I do wonder if this is going to be a case where he's going to have someone warming up and he's going to be ready to move quickly. The fact is that tonight, if Schlittler doesn't take the Yankees deep into this game, they're going to need to trust him, especially with the 3 key relievers all having worked on back-to-back days. They're going to need Luke Weaver at some point tonight. It does feel like one of those games where, and we've seen in this great history between the Yankees and the Red Sox, heroes emerging, whether it's Bucky Dent or Dave Roberts. Heroes will emerge in this game tonight.
Schlittler gets him 5. And if he gets him 6, that is an incredible bonus. If Schlittler gets them 5 and, keeps it under 2 runs, I think the Yankees are going to win this game.
Okay, so what are you predicting final score then?
I think it's going to be another tight game. I think it's another 4-3 type game,
Gotcha.
3-2 type game. I'd be surprised if it was a blowout game either way. 800-919-3776. See if we can make some money along those lines. In moments, Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York. I want to remind you that Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Irish Whiskey. Because when it's game time, it's telly time, 8 o'clock. Yankees hosting the Red Sox. It's a decisive Game 3 of their wild card series up the Bronx. Play-by-play can be heard right here on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York app, and you can see it on ESPN as well. 3 o'clock this afternoon. Tigers in Cleveland. Cleveland making it a little bit difficult on the Tigers. The Guardians and Tigers, 10:50 this afternoon, and on ABC 7. And at 5 o'clock, Padres in Chicago to play the Cubs on 10:50 and on ESPN TV. Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
Jets football once again returns to MetLife Stadium. See your New York Jets face off against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, October 5th at 1 p.m., presented by Atlantic Health System.
Play action, bootleg out to the right, Justin Fields, and he will trot into the end zone with a misdirection touchdown.
Get your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Hey! My dad is bringing home the best birthday cake ever!
It was my 5th birthday, and my dad was bringing home the cake.
Should have been here a half hour ago.
The cake never made it, and neither did my dad. That was the day a drunk driver killed my dad.
Daddy?
Impaired drivers take lives. Think.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. Aired in cooperation with the New York State Broadcasters Association.
Out here, it's football season, where nothing beats backyard grilling, gathering around the fire pit, and cheering on your favorite team with friends. The yard is mowed, the lights are strung, and the grill is warming up. Whether you need to fill up your propane, get a new grill, or even a generator, out here, it's game day. And we're ready for it. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team.
Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Once again, I would like to reiterate, weekly, he does this free of charge. There's no payment. There's no exchange of goods or services in any way. Only Joe Fortenbaugh delivering you winners on his time, of which he has more than enough. And he joins us right now, as he does every week at this time. Joseph, once again, thank you for doing this and not requiring a penny in return.
No, please. This one is on me. It's on the house. Very much excited to chat with you boys today, knowing that, I mean, what a week in New York sports this has been. From an observer on the outside looking in, I mean, I grew up a Philadelphia guy. I'm from outside the area. This is not to sit here and talk any sort of trash, but I have a lot of friends that are New York fans. Like, I grew up in Allentown, Pennsylvania, which almost splits the difference. So I grew up with a lot of New York fan friends. And my God, the Giants, like the moment you get a glimmer of hope, you lose neighbors. Like you come into this Yankees series, you're sitting here sweating bullets today. It's incredible. So Godspeed to all of you. You're out there doing the Lord's work.
Plus the Jets look awesome. So we're in good shape.
You know what? I like the Jets this week. I really do. I know we're not going to spend maybe a ton of time on them because we got the Yanks today and everything else. I like the Jets plus the 2.5. Bart can probably speak to this. But if you go back to that Dallas game last Sunday night, I'm not going to say that was their Super Bowl, but that game was huge for them. Sunday night football, the whole world's watching. Here come Parsons and the Packers. You lay it all on the line. You hang 40. You go the full, 70 minutes when you include the 10-minute overtime. How many defenders played over 80 snaps in that game? Now you turn around and you hit the road as a favorite against the Jets, who, by the way, if you study the analytics, the Jets have been one of the unluckiest teams in football by all the predictive measures. Now, no fan wants to hear that. You just look at the record, and I understand it. I like the Jets to win that game. I think that's a good bet this week.
Yeah, it's called being the Jets. It's not bad luck. It's just jetting.
I don't know if you can hear the broken spirit in Bart's voice right now.
Oh, my God. He sounds terrible. Bart, what are you doing, man? Bring some life to the program. Have they killed you? It's just the beginning of October.
I mean, no Jermaine Johnson, no Quincy Williams. The only hope is for them, I believe, to get extra possessions. And to do that, they got to get their first turnover.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a turnover in September. That's a bit of a glaring issue right there.
Yeah, we know how to give them. That's for sure.
I mean, that when you look at some of the things like fumbles are very hard to predict, and fumbles are very hard to assess in terms of it's an oblong football. It can bounce any direction. How many times have we seen a ball bounce perfectly into a defender's arms or perfectly back into the arms of a waiting offensive lineman when a quarterback gets hit? Number. Given what's on the line, given the youth that's taking the mound, given the youth that's taking the mound tonight, given what we've seen in this series, how do you make one team that much more of a favorite over the other? I'm always interested in two things when it comes to these matchups. Number one, unders. That's where I tend to look. Number two, there are pitching props in terms of total recorded outs, meaning how long is the guy going to go into the game. So if I gave you 15 as the number, 15 recorded outs, 3 outs per inning, that would mean you got to survive 5 innings and come out for the 6th. And if you come out for the 6th and you get 1 out, it pays the over. If you can't make it through 5 full innings, it pays the under. I'm looking at early tonight. 9.5 is his recorded outs. That's an extremely low number because what do we know about games like this? You are going to go to the bullpen instantaneously in these games. And I don't think Boston's going to want early out there going through the Yankee lineup 3 times, especially given how well they hit left-handed pitching. Number 1 in Major League Baseball. So Connerly early, under 9.5 recorded outs. What does that mean? 9 outs would be 3 full innings. If he comes out and gets 1 out in the 4th inning, that pays the over bet. I don't think that's going to happen. I think second time through the order, if things are going well, you could be looking at the bullpen coming in before he gets to judge. So I'd be looking under 9.5 outs. I know it's an obscure play, but that would be the bet. That's the best one I can find from a prop perspective. And then under for the game, but that's not as big a bet.
All right, let's look at Thursday Night Football. I don't believe there's an actual member of the San Francisco 49ers roster that is playing on offense this evening. So that being the case, are you looking in other directions, jokingly, with Pearsall out, with Kittle out, with everybody out, Purdy out still? Who are you looking to among the also-rans who might get the opportunity to hit some overs tonight?
Chaos is a good thing when it comes to sports betting. You want chaos. Because if everything's perfect, if everybody's healthy, if the weather's perfect, if everything is as it should be, bookmakers can put out the sharpest possible number, right? Chaos creates opportunity to find bad prices. So the couple places I would look tonight for player props, number 1, Kendrick Bourne, Niners wide receiver. The player prop is sitting around 41.5 yards. I'd go over because of everything you just mentioned, Carlin, all the injuries to the Niners, plus the fact that they're 8.5-point dogs. If they're trailing in this game, they're going to be throwing the ball all over the place late in the game, trying to play catch up. I think Bourne has the opportunity to be the guy that sees some good yardage here, so we'll go over 41.5. Now, on the other side, backup running back Blake Corum. If you've been listening to McVay's press conferences, and I'm assuming none of you have because why would you spend your life doing that? That's what I'm here for, to listen to the press conferences. McVay keeps talking about how he wants to get Corum more involved in the offense. Ideally, he wants kind of like a 66-33% split. You're going to have Kieran Williams getting about 66% of the workload and then 33% for Corum. All right, that's a good thing because last week that got him about 9 carries. 9 carries at 4 yards per carry gets you 36 yards. His player prop tonight is 32.5 yards. I'd go over that because, again, if the Rams are leading late in the game, they're going to be running the ball trying to kill off the clock. So I think those are 2 props you would look at. Corum over rushing yards, Bourne over receiving yards. Now, as far as the game is concerned, you can't in good conscience come out and bet the Rams at 8.5 right now. I mean, there were plenty of opportunities to take advantage of the injury news. Now we're paying peak prices. So for those who like the 6-point teaser, which is where you can take the 8.5-point spread, drop it down to 2.5. See what we did there? 6 points down to 2.5. Hey, we only need to win by 3. This is great. Well, there's a catch. You need a second team to do it as well. You could take the Jets. They're catching 2.5. Bump them up to 8.5. I think that's a good teaser leg. Panthers, Cardinals, Bills, all good teaser legs as well. So I'd be looking 6-point teaser. Unless you like the Niners, you're getting a good price there. Total-wise, I'd be looking under 44.5. I'm just not sure we see a lot of second-half scoring given the situation that the Niners could be in tonight.
Giants number opened up. The Saints, I believe, -2.5, and now it's complete. Or no, other way around. It's completely swayed. So what has led to the movement in this line? And correct everything I just said.
Giants opened 1.5. Now they're 2-point dogs. So we've seen a 3.5-point move in favor of the Saints. Now, why did it open 1.5? Well, you got a Giants team that's off a really nice win against the Chargers, who were undefeated. Jackson Dart looked solid in that game, especially from a rushing perspective. People are excited, and the Saints also stink in tremendous fashion. They played well last week and still lost by double digits. And, that's a good thing. It's like, hey, man, you see how good the Saints look? Well, they still lost by 12. Yeah, but they look really good. It's like, okay, that's not really a high threshold for the Saints team. So that's why you see the spread come out where it is. But immediately the sharp guys jumped on New Orleans for a couple reasons. Number one, obviously the Malik Neighbors injury. That's going to kill the offense. Number two, if you're the Saints, you're at home. What do you want to do here? You want to run the ball. The Giant defense was supposed to be one thing. It has not been that one thing. They have not been very good. They're getting killed on the ground. And if the Saints can run the ball in this game, they can keep their defense on the sidelines rested. They're going to have the crowd noise at their advantage, or at least they should. Giants fans will probably travel pretty well for this game. But I think that's what's leading to the Saints getting all the love in this game. You got a rookie quarterback on the road, hostile environment, first road start, no star wide receiver. Other teams should be able to run. That's where the Saints are. But it's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to lay points with Spencer Rattler with the way these guys have played? It's a tough one. It's a tough one there. So that's kind of the explanation for all of that. Sharp guys are looking at the Saints. Sharp guys are looking at the Jets. A few others. The Denver Broncos are catching a ton of love this week. Philly was a 4.5-point favorite. It's down to 3.5. Philly has been very, very lucky this season in terms of some of the metrics we study. They have been very fortunate. Denver should be able to run the ball. They should be able to play D. Don't be surprised if you get an upset there.
I love it. And I was just going to leave it as is when you had me at what am I going to do? Lay the points with Spencer Rattler. I was done. I always want to get out on the high note, and you still deliver more, and you do it all free of charge, and it couldn't be more, somewhat appreciated. Thanks for the time, Joe.
No. I'd like to thank Bart Scott for showing up to ask one question. One question. What, are we taking the segment off?
No, because,
what are we doing?
Listen, you cooking with fish grease, and I ain't want to get in the way of this locomotive that was running down. You was coming out like Rain Man. I thought you were Russell Crowe in Beautiful Mind. You know what I'm saying?
That's smart.
Yeah,
that's smart. I may have misstepped there and judged you a little too quickly there, and when you were really just trying to do me the favor of being a good host. All right, thank you for that. Previous comment retracted.
And as you know,
comment retracted.
And as you know, I am best at just getting in the way.
And if you're not getting and we know you're not getting paid, but you can also write this off as charity, right? You can say, hey, I normally get paid.
He worked with me for a year and a half. Of course he did.
When the IRS shows up and is like, how are you writing this off as charity? I'm going to play the part where Carlin just vomited the Saints-Giants point spread, screwed the whole thing up, and then I had to clean it up. And then the IRS is going to look at me and be like, you know what? We're not going to audit you for about 10 years. That's the Lord's work you're doing.
And they will say to you, you had us at Carlin. Have a great day, Joseph.
Love you, fellas. I'll talk to you soon.
Joe Fortenbaugh. Awesome stuff as usual. ESPN Bet Live. Every single night, Monday through Friday. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back.
I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino and Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-BITE-BACK.
They call me The Closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Put 'em in the box! This is your radio home for New York Mets baseball. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
Thursday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Jazz, Chisum, and Ben Rice were back in the lineup last night and were big contributors in the Yankees' Game 2 win.
What a game. I mean, it's been 2 great games. You know, a lot of big plays on both sides. A homer by Benny to get us rolling. And then, you know, the bullpen closing it down after Rodon gave us enough there.
Will they take Game 3 tonight to advance? Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
What if you could instantly find whatever you need exactly when you need it? We're talking everything from parking spots to holiday gifts to the perfect shoes in your size. Think of all the time you'd save. While you may never instantly find these things, if you're hiring, you can find qualified candidates right away. With ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology works fast to find top talent, and their advanced resume database lets you unlock top candidates' contact info instantly. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
Take a hike. We're good.
This is Bart and Carlin.
Get there. Get your comments in. Be a part of it all on YouTube. You can watch. You can listen on the ESPN New York app. And, of course, on ESPN New York. I am Carlin. He is Bart. It is Bart and Carlin. It is noon 03, which means what?
It's the power hour. Sponsored by Chaz Chisum, duly elected warrant officer.
Listen, he had a phenomenal night last night.
My name is Sam Chisum. I'm a duly sworn warrant officer of the Circuit Court in Wichita, Kansas.
I don't know why you love that so much.
You have to see the movie, man. First of all, Denzel as a black cowboy, taking over for Pierce Bronson. You know what I'm saying? Like the remake. I know, like some people like the remake is like, this is totally different.
Well, we are here at noon on a Thursday, and what does that mean? It means it's high noon. Once again, unbelievable production value put into it.
Man, Cisco and Eber is like 3 thumbs up.
Yep. And so, high noon, as we know, is a 3-round fight on 3 questions. And let's get right to it, my friends.
Round 1, fight! Tonight's outcome will determine the fate of Aaron Boone's job.
You're damn straight, and it should. I mean, we got high expectations around here. I mean, 7-8 years, that is long enough. Like, yes, you got to the World Series, but sometimes to go from good to great, you got to make a change. You got to shake it up. And we know you're not going to change it at the top with Cashman. He's the third Steinbrenner. So now you got to go out there and you got to figure out who can we get to get these guys over the edge. Who that is, I don't know. But, you cannot continue to waste the prime of Aaron Judge, who might be the greatest modern-day right-hand hitter in baseball history.
I think it's a fair point you make about the right-hand hitter thing. I unfortunately don't agree that tonight is going to determine it, because why would it? If there was going to be any changes over the last 8 years, they would have happened, and they haven't. And I don't believe the Yankees will do anything, because they do like the way Aaron Boone handles not just the media, handles his players, takes all the bullets publicly for them, does all the ancillary things that are around being the Yankees manager that not everybody does, and does well. He does all of them exceptionally well. And while the Yankees are still winning 90-plus games and in the playoffs, he's going to be there. I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that.
Until the noise gets loud enough. Oh, I'm not supposed to rebuttal. I'm trying to be good.
Oh, okay. I thought you just were. That's all.
I mean,
I'm sorry. We're playing by the rules all of a sudden. It must be new.
Trying to be coach will show growth.
Look at
from week to week. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for the
You
Jets,
ever do the right thing in your house or something, and somebody's shocked that you did?
Whoa. Why can't you just do this? Like, okay.
Wait.
Okay. Like,
wait, you washed out the glasses? What?
Yeah, it's no comeback. Like, okay, honey. What?
What? You talking to me?
Yeah.
Round 2, fight! Who do you want up in a big spot for the Yankees tonight?
I want Grisham, because he was to me the third best Yankee this year, and he hasn't had his moment yet. And what better way than to send him to the next round without we're coming out with some type of liftoff. You know what I mean? I would love to see Grisham, because I think they're going to need him if they're going to go far. They need him to get hot. And to do that, you got to get confidence. And, what better place to get confidence than having a big play in a pivotal moment against your hated rival?
I like the answer. I do. I'm going Stanton. And I know Yankee fans will hate that answer, even though he has delivered in the postseason. But that's simply why. The at-bat in Game 1 late in the game was atrocious. I can't defend that.
Yeah, he's been bad.
That was a bad at bat. I do expect that he will come around, and if presented the opportunity in a tight spot tonight, I would absolutely go with Stanton. Notice how, even though he has 4 hits in the series, neither one of us goes Judge. Neither one of us goes Judge. And again, I sit there, and I'm sorry that this is the case, but he hits like a little weak fly ball, and it gets dropped, and they call it a hit, and I'm like, okay. As opposed to like hitting a rocket somewhere.
He's doing just enough to keep him off of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Just enough.
Where are the extra base hits? This is me being a jerk, but it's what a lot of people are thinking.
He ended the game.
It's what a lot of people are thinking. I'm going Stanton.
Round 3, fight! Is there a world where Aaron Rodgers' tenure in Pittsburgh is longer than Aaron Glenn's head coach tenure with the Jets?
Hell no. Come on, man. Let's be. Listen, A-Rod is not cooking. He's like microwaving. You know what I mean? Like popcorn, some cheap food. But, it's no way in hell that Woody Johnson is going to give up on Aaron Glenn in a year or two. I can't see Aaron Rodgers coming back. This is his swan song. He'll be a guest host on Jeopardy next year before, he do that. Aaron Glenn's got at least 2 more years.
Well, Aaron. Here is Aaron Rodgers' response to everything that you just said.
I'm the only winner on the team. The rest of them are losers, either by choice or by birth.
I actually
not you, DK, but everybody else.
I actually believe that this is somewhat possible, and it's only based off of. I don't know if you know this about me. I can have my mind changed like that, and when I do, it is very difficult to get me to change back the other way. And Monday night did some long-term damage in my belief in the Jets. It really did. That was
I'm scarred.
That was a scarring performance. And let me put it to you this way. Is Woody Johnson going to be able to handle the situation in keeping Aaron Glenn like the Lions were a few years ago when they started 0-10-1? I don't know that he's going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't know, who's.
I'm not saying the Jets are going to go 0-10-1. I'm just saying it's not out of the realm right now with what's happened.
I mean, anything's possible right now.
Exactly.
We don't know what we can expect. Panthers maybe. Bengals now.
Maybe. My point is
Ravens,
simply
if they catch Cooper Rush.
Where is Aaron right now? I have no idea what to expect. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm enjoying it, but the dude is playing okay at the moment. And
that's painful for you to say.
It really is. For me to say that, it really is. For Aaron Rodgers to be playing okay, it's like,
if he continues to play this way, do you think this is the perfect way for him to go out? Like, hey, I told you I don't suck.
Yes, get the hell out of here. Yeah, and he doesn't have to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
It's just go and make the playoffs and maybe win a playoff game or something like that, but just not look awful.
And have one of those things where, they come up and he passed the torch to the next young guy, like, hey, man, good job. Keep it up.
Right. It'd be something like that. I don't think I need all the pomp and circumstance. Just get the hell out of here. And thanks for playing well for a year.
Exit right?
Yes, exactly right. All right, that's Bart and Carlin on 880 ESPN. I mean, that is high noon, so to speak, as we do each and every Thursday at 800-919-3776. The big topic, of course, is Game 3 tonight with the Yankees and the Red Sox. Cam Schlittler on the mound and what to expect. If you get 5 innings from Cam Schlittler, I believe the Yankees will win this game. And I don't think that you're going to look at this opportunity tonight against a young left-hander, a guy that hasn't been in the big leagues all that long and early. And you heard Joe talk about it a few minutes ago. The over-under on outs that he can get is 9.5, and he's taken the under on that. The Red Sox are going to be incredibly aggressive.
Oh, they're going to jump on him quick.
Yeah.
First pitch swing, all that.
They're going to do everything they can to throw the fear of God into the Yankees and throw the fear of God into Boone, and they'll take all the chances they can.
To get in that, they got to get in that bullpen, man. They trying to get into that bullpen early, man, because they know on the other side they got to protect their young guy, right? So if they can get to him early and get him out of there, because we know Boone won't have a long leash. You can get him out of there in the second inning, first, and
look, they're not going to – Schlittler's not going to be out there giving up 4 runs.
Right.
That's not going to happen. Like, it's going to be, you might give up 2 and then we'll see.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens. Like, if he gave up a 2-run shot, the next inning or within a batter or two, they're going to have somebody warming up.
So out of these – that's what I'm saying. Out of these 2, like, what's the odds? Or I wish we can do probably best. Both of them play well and make it to 3 or 4. Or are both of them going to be out early? You know what I mean? Like, some young player is going to show the promise in which he's shown all year, and they're like, wow, we're going to be super impressed with their performance, and potentially one is going to crap the bed.
Right. So for Schlittler, okay, pitching specials, No, that's not. Game special probably. I'll come up with a couple of them here throughout it. Schlittler strikeouts, 4.5. Would you take the over or the under on that? In other words, you're counting on him at that point going 5 innings.
Nah, I don't think 4. I can't see that.
So 4.5 strikeouts seems to be a bit much.
Yeah, under.
Okay, I could see that. And then for Connolly early, the strikeouts is 3.5. I'd take the under on that too. Let's get to them because we haven't had a chance to get to many calls today, and we're doing that right now. Lines are open on the Yankees, on tonight, on what happened last night, on why you need to respect the manager some more. It's all there at 800-919-3776. Our guy David in Elizabeth has been incredibly patient today. David, what's going on, bud?
Well, what's going on, fellas, man? I'm going to make this super quick today. Having a real bad day. Just want to give Jazz Chisum his flowers, man. He ran the heck out of them bases. He put the Yankees up. I'm not a Yankee fan, but, I'm a rep New York. So, hey, man, get that game tonight, fellas. You guys have a good one. Bart, we'll talk tomorrow. I'm holla.
You hang in there.
Well, we hope you have a better day, brother.
Yeah, hang in, man.
You know what I mean?
I'm sorry you hung in so long on the air.
I'm glad we can be part of the day. Hopefully things turn around, man. That's the good thing.
We had him on hold for quite some time today because we weren't doing any Mets or Jets really until the last few minutes. But we'll get him in tomorrow. Let's get to Artie in Brooklyn. Artie, what's going on, dude? You're next. 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York
app. Switching it to the Jets. Sorry about that, guys. But I got to get your take, and I think Bart already told me about Fields' play because in the beginning you're listening to AG, and I'm going, this guy is Tomlin. This guy, and then he gets rid of Gibson. Here's my one thing about Gibson. Fine, you cut him. I think there was like this big debate on the guys in the practice squad. This guy Pritchard was playing good, and some other guy was playing good. When you cut somebody, you better have a replacement. That's the only reason why Clemens is playing. And the thing is, when I'm looking at the first kickoff and I see Isaiah Davis catching the ball on the goal line, I go, does he know the rule? Who's responsible? Is that the special teams coordinator? AG is the coach. He's responsible for everything. So then he puts in, so then you have your second best running back, who's a big part of your offense, was dealing, right? And then he's returning kicks. And I'm sitting there going, what the blitz? It's not like he's the fastest guy in the world. What the hell are you returning kicks with him? Lo and behold, he gets hurt. Somebody ask him, AG, why do you think Tariq Hill doesn't return kicks? Why do you think that is? Because it's going to get hard.
Only in special situations.
That's what I mean. That's bad coaching. And then the thing that I'm looking at is Glenn and Fields. And Bart, you already told me, but I'm thinking Fields is playing pretty good compared to like what I'm thinking he could develop. But now you got me convinced. Look, I don't care what the heck happens. They got to trade Hall and get the best chance to get their quarterback for the draft. And I think that's the kid from South Carolina, the kid Sellers. Thanks for.
All right, Artie. I'll tell you this. Talking to people the last couple of days, Breece Hall's getting traded. He's going to get traded here in the next few weeks.
Well, it's going to be hard to trade him with with
Braylon Allen
potentially being out for.
He's on IR.
Yeah,
it could be longer than 4 weeks.
Short, it could be the short. He's getting a second opinion. When you talk about second opinions.
If he doesn't get traded, that's the only reason why. That's it. Then they're just short on bodies. And then if that's the case, if you can still get something from him and the Jets are sitting at 1-5 or 1-6.
Get a fourth for Breece or maybe a fourth contingent, maybe a third.
Yeah.
If a fourth that can turn into a third with what he does when he gets wherever he's going to go.
Do you think Breece is going to get moved? I do.
Yeah, I think it depends. Well, it don't depend. It depends. If we continue to lose, like all things can change if you beat Dallas and then it's a crapshoot in London. I know Denver's playing well, but
it's London.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot. Like sleep time, they're leaving 2 time zones. They can go to London and play like the Chargers played in MetLife last week because of the time differences and all that type of stuff. So, but if not, you're going to start selling pieces off, and that's just what it is.
Listen,
they don't have many pieces.
I don't expect that they're going to I don't expect that they're going to start winning a ton of games all of a sudden. I want them to, but I would be very surprised if Breece Hall is a Jet by the end of the season. And I got to tell you, too, even though he's playing well, he's playing all right, I don't think that comment really went I don't think people were in love with that comment the other day.
Yeah, and, especially it made so much news and everybody, because what he said, right, and how he said it, and he's a soft-spoken guy. You can see his frustration.
Yeah. No, there's no question about that.
Yeah, buddy. But I'm talking about 2 for 1 for the teeth cleaning.
I don't know. I like the Richard instead of the mustard.
We got to put some production behind it. You know what I mean? So that people can know what we're talking about. We got to put the Kendrick Lamar beat behind it.
We could do that.
You know what I'm saying? We do that. I'll lace the Richard over the top of it. Then y'all can hit it. Somebody got to do it.
I'll get it.
Somebody got to do it.
I'll get it done.
Richard!
Hello, Richard.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Bart. This is to Jackson
Dart.
Jackson, there's only one quarterback in the New Orleans Saints history who was taken in the first round. You know who that was, fellas?
I'm guessing Archie Manning.
Archie, 1971.
Yeah, I'm not guessing. I know
number
it.
one over. That's unbelievable. Listen, Chris, is this the first time ever? Now, I may be wrong. The Knicks and the Yankees, if the Yanks win tonight, have beaten the Celtics and the Red Sox 6 months within each other. It's pretty rare that this would happen.
Yeah, I have no freaking idea.
I don't either, but I don't remember it ever happening.
What is it with you and Bart that I am your personal Google? Like that, I gotta know everything.
Stump the swap.
Now, Bart, you probably were too young. Chris, you were too young, maybe. That game last night and the game Tuesday night definitely brought me back to the Kansas City Yankee playoff 76, 77, 78. Man, those games were unbelievable with Brett Nettles and all those guys. Forget about it. Patek. Oh, those were great games. That's what last night reminded me of. So that was great. My choice, I wouldn't play Stanton tonight. I'd play Ben Rice as my DH. Doesn't sound right, but that's what I would do, and I put Goldschmidt at first. That's just my choice.
Yeah, I don't. Go ahead. No, please finish.
But Max Fried, do you see him in any way at all coming in for one lefty batter tonight? No, not at all, huh?
No, this is not the World Series. If we got much further, and I know that the season is on the line, but no, I don't see that happening here. I don't. And I saw somebody else on the chat brought up the possibility, do you think there's any way that the Red Sox would turn to Crochet if they needed to? And the answer to that is no. They're not going to do that with either guy because they're not going to put him out there on a day's rest, even though the season is on the line. And they're going to want to line them up for the next round if they can, and there may not be a next round, but there is a degree of you play for today, but in the early rounds of this, there's only so much of that.
Yeah.
There's only so much of that.
Everybody, who's the guy from the Giants that did it? But that was the World Series, like you said.
Well, Randy Johnson did it against the Yankees in
the Bumster.
Oh, Madison Bumgarner?
Yeah, man. Yeah. When the Bumster did it, man.
Yeah. Randy Johnson and Schilling both did it against the Yankees. That's a World Series. That's Game 6, Game 7. And that is, hey, we have to wrap this up. We have to find a way to get this done. 800-919-3776. How about Neil in the Bronx next? Neil, what's up, baby?
What's up, baby? The Boston Red Sox better show up with a suitcase and passport because they're going on vacation tonight. The only advice I have for Cam the Riddler Slitler is please throw first pitch strike because I believe Boston's strategy is to run up that pitch count to get him out early. Slitler needs to give us 7 shutout innings with his arsenal. I know he can do.
You said 7?
7 shutout innings. He can give us 7 shutout innings.
It's asking a lot.
He can do it. With his arsenal, he can do it.
Listen, let's not get nuts here, okay? Let's just calm down. Everybody calm down. Calm down. Just win the game. Doesn't matter how. Doesn't have to be 7 shutout innings from a kid who's pitching in his first big league postseason game. If he does, I'm not going to turn it aside. Not going to throw you out of bed for eating cookies there. No, absolutely not. But maybe, just maybe, we lower our expectations a hair. That's all.
Nah, man, not in New York, baby.
Come on. Come on. Javi, Queens, next. Javi, what's going on, brother? How are you today?
Oh, what's going on? What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. What a great day. Finally, we weren't sure if a New York team would win a game in October, you know what I mean? And we got that W last night. We got out of the way, boys.
Listen,
this is what I'm going to say about today. Listen, and the callers from before, missed me with that. Like, today, you all you do is you feel great about this team. They have all the juice going into this game. Last night, Boston, they wasted away their bench. I went last night, incredible environment. I feel so good about today. I already bought my tickets for Game 3 for next week. Yankees are looking great in this game. Yesterday, all the sheepish talk is done. Put your chest out. It's time to go. Yankees got this tonight. But the calls from before are ridiculous. Schlittler, please go throw me a shutout. Calm the hell down. Yankees need to score. Yankees need to score runs today. They have the potential.
All right, what's the number? What is the number in your mind? What is the number in your mind, Javi, that the Yankees have to score to win today?
I think if they score 7 runs, they have the game in the bag.
Well, they better.
I think
7. The hell is this? The Jets and Saints?
I mean, they better score. I mean, if they score 7 runs and they lose the game, that's a freaking nightmare.
7 runs.
If the Yankees score 4 runs, do they win tonight?
I think it's going to be 5. Has to be 5.
5 feels good. 5 feels good. Ray, as a Yankee fan, we have not taken your temperature at all on this situation. Give me a number that you feel comfortable with tonight. If they score X, they will win the game.
I would put it at 5 also. If they score 5, I think they got it.
Boombaka, what say you?
I think the Yankees only need to score 4 runs tonight. The pitching will be on point. Cam Schlittler has had 6 or more strikeouts in 4 of his last starts. I think he gets it done on the bump.
See, I love when people are so confident. They're like, yeah, Schlittler has done this. And it's out. You know what I'm saying? When you start, it's like you touching the money, man. Schlittler's been doing at least 6.
That's Euchre. And he swings and hits one towards South America. He's going to need a visa to catch this one. It's Bart and Carlin. 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. Let us roll. Yankees, Red Sox, Game 3 tonight. What are you looking for from Schlittler, and what will the outcome of this game mean for Aaron Boone? It is all there for you after Bart tells you about this from our friends at Samwell.
This fall, don't sit on the sidelines because of pain. If you're tired of waking up stiff, fighting neck, back, joint pain, and missing out on all the things you love, it's time for you to take action. Call Dr. J. Shaw at Samwell Pain, Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, laser focused on one thing: getting you back in the game. Living pain-free, no surgery, no cut, no downtime, just precise image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Whether it's sciatica, nerve pain, migraines, or chronic joint pain, Dr. Shaw will deliver a personalized, non-surgical game plan just for you. Without any pain medication, same-day or next-day appointments are available. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, most insurances are accepted. So if you're waiting for, don't let the pain keep you out of the action this season. Visit SamwellPain.com to text, call, or book online. You'll wish you met Dr. J. Shaw a lot sooner. Relief starts today, and victory is over and closer than you think.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Thursday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Jazz, Chisum, and Ben Rice were back in the lineup last night and were big contributors in the Yankees' Game 2 win.
What a game. I mean, it's been two great games. You know, a lot of big plays on both sides. A homer by Benny to get us rolling. And then, you know, the bullpen closing it down after Rodon gave us enough there.
Will they take Game 3 tonight to advance? Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm, and I'm proud to be a part of that legacy. I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and like my father, I fight to get justice for the injured.
The hustle and grit of these streets shaped me. I'm John D'Agostino, and from the concrete to the courtroom, I built this injury firm 35 years ago to get accident victims justice. So call my team first, 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
You want justice? Think Jenna D'Agostino. Think D'Agostino & Associates. Justice isn't just a word. For us, it's a way of life. It's having compassion for your struggle and getting you paid for your pain. Now that's justice. D'Agostino & Associates means being there for the injured.
Seriously injured? Call my team first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those? Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
I'm really of the belief that 5 is the magic number tonight on Schlitz. If it's less than that, then I'm really going to be worried about how this goes. But if they get 5, the only thing that would concern me beyond that is Luke Weaver. Because I do think, like we heard this earlier, and I'll replay it for you in a second, what Buster was talking about with Luke Weaver and the confidence level that Boone has in him tonight. Here is Buster from earlier today on with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
The fact that he used him in the spot that he did in Game 1 tells you that trust is still there because he remembers Weaver from last year and at times when he's been so effective. But I do wonder if this is going to be a case where he's going to have someone warming up and he's going to be ready to move quickly. The fact is that tonight, if Schlittler doesn't take the Yankees deep into this game, they're going to need to trust him, especially with the three key relievers all having worked on back-to-back days. They're going to need Luke Weaver at some point tonight. It does feel like one of those games where, and we've seen in this great history between the Yankees and the Red Sox, heroes emerging, whether it's Bucky Dent or Dave Roberts, heroes will emerge in this game tonight.
And that's what I was thinking, like either going to be a hero or a GOAT. Now, he was a GOAT in the first game. He was the person that you point to for the reason why it fell off the rails. And, why we had this whole discussion, should Max Fried have went longer?
Well, what I really think is interesting is, do we reach that kind of a point tonight where Boone is going to say, or the Yankees are going to say going in, if we hit X with him, we are taking that and we are running. In other words, it's like going to the casino.
Yeah.
If I win $200, I'm walking out the door. I'm not trying to win anymore. That's it. I'm cashing in. So if it's 5 innings with Schlittler and 1 or 2 runs and you're right there with a chance to win, are they going to be conservative and immediately get him out of the game? Or are they going to give him a little bit of leeway? Because I don't know, Bart, in a game like this with a rookie pitcher, if you're going to let any of the flow of how he's pitching in the moment determine what your decision is. In other words, I think it's almost much more likely that there'll be less human interaction in trying to determine whether or not you get him out of there, and more based in numbers.
You know, right now the Geek Squad has been going over every scenario. They got a plan for the plan, because this is all or nothing. And is it going to become a moment where Boone goes and have to go with his gut, or is it one of these things like yesterday when he went out there and he wanted to look Rodon in his eyes?
Yeah.
Is it a moment? But Rodon has performed at a high level. Weaver struggled for ever since September has been tough for him. So do you go out there and even give him that test, or you just say, man, we moving on and we can't look back?
The other thing for a second, this just struck me. Isn't it I feel bad for the Geek Squad, so to speak. Because let's talk about this. So let's say that you're a dork as a kid.
Yeah.
You can't play the game very well.
Dorks winning right now.
No, I know they are. But as a kid, you can't play the game very well. And you're really good in math. And, people are telling you that, like, you're just always going to, you got a pocket protector, you got all this crap or whatever. Just no way to interact and socialize with people. And then you're just too tied up in all of that. And people are just making fun of you. Of course, I'm making up stereotypes here, but you understand. And then you get your dream job in baseball. You're like, I am worthy of being part of baseball, and my numbers mean something.
I'm a contributor.
And then you got people like us who just continue to bully them and be like, no, dork, you shouldn't be able to determine my baseball team.
Your data endpoints are off.
I'll give you a data point, and then you just punch him.
Chat bum BT.
It's Bart and Carlin on 880 ESPN, on the ESPN New York app, and on YouTube. We continue on the phones at 800-919-3776. I am very curious to see what this lineup looks like tonight. Earlier, we had Eduardo Perez on, and he was talking about if he expects to see a similar lineup as last night. What I really want to know is he going to play Goldschmidt or is he going to play Ben Rice?
Yeah.
I would think at this point, especially off of the first inning last night, he would play Ben Rice. But
electric.
Off of what we know the numbers say right now, I don't know if they'll do that or not.
Is Stanton staying in, or that's just hogwash?
Stanton's not going anywhere.
Mouthwash with him at Ben Rice at DH.
No, Stanton's not going anywhere. If Ben Rice plays, it would be at first base, I think. Stanton will absolutely 100% be in the lineup. Like Richard brought that up. That's not happening. That's not happening at all. I'm fascinated to see how this is going to play out. If they're just going to take it and say we're going to go with what worked last night and just operate from that standpoint.
Do you think the different start time changes things? Right? It changes how you prepare, what you eat, how you get ready for the game, the time you come in.
Listen, they love routines.
Right.
They love routines. In the last couple of days, it's been a certain routine.
Right.
And now it gets changed up a little bit. I would think the routine part of it, though, probably hurts a road team a little bit more than it hurts a home team.
Well, here's the difference about the road team. The road team is usually more dialed in because they're going to a hotel.
Right.
They're all together. Right. So their routine, however their stuff goes, is going to go the same way. Right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Yankees, they're driving to the game individually, their own cars, stuff like that. The other cats are getting on a bus same time. It don't matter. It's the same intervals. 2 hours before this, you do this. Hour before that, you do this. Warm up, we do this. So that can stay. The person that the change really affects is the players. What time I driving? What time I get up and eat? Are they staying at a hotel tonight, but then they drive their cars from the hotel? That can change slightly too.
It can. I just wonder, like, I don't know. Sitting around in the hotel all day, that would kind of bother me too.
But
I would hate that.
But when we would do that, I preferred big games. Actually, if you could take out the crowd, which they can't, so there's going to be what it is, I'd much rather be on the road because you're just singular focused on everything.
Yeah.
When you're at home, it's so many different distractions. You got your wife asks you stuff. Oh, baby, I need to go get it. I'm about to rest before I have to go in. I have a kid, baby talking, whining. You trying to still be a father. Or they, okay, don't bother your dad. Hi, Dad, come on in. You know what I'm saying? It's all those little things that go on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, when we used to go in playoffs and guys used to try to have their wives come to the game when it's a away game, my wife never, ever. I ain't got time for that. I'm here on business. Like, you want a happy husband? I need this dub. So, like, when it was on the playoffs and stuff, never. If it was away, we playing Miami, we playing whoever. Don't call me. Listen, it's home game.
Did they come to the championship games?
No.
Family never came to any of the championship games or anything?
No.
You didn't want them there?
No.
Okay.
I'm on business. I'm about business.
Okay.
None of the playoff games.
Because that
I'm
can be.
I'm talking about San Diego.
Yeah.
None of them.
None of them at all.
Cincinnati. No.
Wow. Okay. I get it because
I don't
it
roll
can
like
be
that.
It can be a distraction. It's like when they talk about the Super Bowl, get that done the first week, and then I don't want to hear from you.
I'd be ready to punch them in the face. I see my friends like, it's game day. It's a big game. I see him on a date with his wife or his girlfriend walking downtown eating. Yeah, you better not jump off sides. Kick your ass. Sitting there with that extra bread and sitting there honey doing up. Where your mind at? Because my transformation was getting angry from the time I woke up to the time I showed to the damn stadium that I wanted to fight and kill everything that I saw. I don't got no time for no softness, no kisses, no hugs, nothing.
What did you do to get angry? What did you do?
Just sit there.
Sat there and thought and
sit in the tub and I'll sit in my room in darkness.
Yep.
And unleash hell. Like, I don't know, like I couldn't be all that like, hey honey, come out. Nah, you're making me soft.
Yep.
Like, it's like boxers trying to get some nookie before a fight. I ain't gonna say that. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a process for me. And like, if it's a business trip, it's a business trip. And I was all about business.
Bart and Carlin, 880 ESPN on the ESPN New York app, 800-919-3776. As many of your calls as we can get in before Michael K. at 1, right here on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app, in addition to our YouTube page.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
Jets football once again returns to MetLife Stadium. See your New York Jets face off against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, October 5th at 1 p.m., presented by Atlantic Health System.
Play action, bootleg out to the right, Justin Fields, and he will trot into the end zone with a misdirection touchdown.
Get your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your...
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. Like on September 24, 2016, when Tulsa found themselves down 31-0 to Fresno State. With 10 minutes left in the second quarter, Tulsa fought back to tie the game at 41. And then won 48-41 in double overtime.
ServPro. Like it never even happened.
The city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports. ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
You fired up a lot of people on the YouTube chat with what you just said a few minutes ago. Are you talking about the business trip? Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm here to do my work. I'll give you a couple of them, all right? These are all on the YouTube chat on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Number one, Paula, Bart is crazy. Number two, Chris, ask Bart if he ever had to whoop someone's ass in the locker room. We got into that a little bit last week. We'll get into it. But another guy's like, this is why Bart was a great player. I feel like Bart is chill, but I can see him having to slap the ish out of somebody.
Yeah, listen. I take no forms of disrespect. I might tease you or something like that, but if you want a physical, I'm not afraid to whatever the outcome is.
But you never, like, another guy chimes in, Foo checks in. I'm pretty sure Bart had to set people straight in the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you had to set people straight, but you never really got into a massive fight or anything in the locker room.
It was always a level of respect, and people knew that, listen, I'm not going to disrespect you when it comes to something personal. Don't disrespect me. And if not, like where I'm from, we can fight, and I'm not going to hold it against you. But if it don't go the way I want, then we gonna fight until I'm satisfied with my victory. And I never try to be like I don't act like I'm a tough guy, nothing like that. But I'm not afraid of nothing.
Yeah.
Anybody, any place, anytime, and I could probably maybe I could get somebody out there could kick my ass. But man, they got to be a bad dude. and even after it's over, you're gonna be like, you ain't gonna want to do it twice.
No.
You're like, man,
you're gonna feel it if you try.
You're like, man, I won, but man, dude, tough out.
Yeah. He's gonna feel it. No, I get it.
Well, what's that when they said Mike Tyson fought Trevor Burrick? He was like, every time I hit him because he was high on cocaine, he would get back up. Like, I hit him. Like, I can't kill this dude.
He got back up like he was Undertaker. It's Bart and Carlin, 880 ESPN, and on the ESPN New York app. I did want to play one other line from Buster earlier today about the Yankee lineup and what that will look like tonight. This is Buster on with DiPietro and Rothenberg earlier this morning.
Booney's going to wind up starting his best lineup, which is Ben Rice, Jazz Chisum, his left-handed hitting lineup, and the whole night tonight, Alex Cora is going to be managing to mitigate this. And one of the interesting things, and you mentioned Connolly early and sort of being a young guy. I mean, this is his fifth start in the big leagues. He's got 19 innings. He was a year old when Aaron Boone hit that walk-off home run in 2003. He was 2 during the comeback in 2004. Everything you hear about him is that he's very under control. He's got a great mound presence. He pitched at the University of Virginia, but this is Yankee Stadium, and you just don't know how he's going to react. And you also don't know, and we've seen the Yankees do this repeatedly, how quickly will they be able to determine some pitch tipping that he's doing. And you got some of the Yankee players waving at each other from second base to give him a heads up as to what's coming. He's a young guy, and it'll be fascinating to see how he handles it and how the Yankees handle a pitcher they've never seen before.
Yeah, and listen, with Schlittler, too. Here's what I really always enjoy watching. When you get the young guy in this circumstance with a lot on the line, and they have not been here before, at least on this level, what that looks like and how different guys respond. And really, most especially, I always think of this line from For the Love of the Game with Kevin Costner when he's pitching for the Tigers. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about clear the mechanism. In other words, clearing his brain and getting locked in on what he's doing. And I always think about that with young pitchers in particular and how they would get locked in a situation like this when you have your season on the brink, either one of them, and you're doing it in Yankee Stadium in prime time, as Eduardo talked about it. What's the 6 o'clock game? It's an 8 o'clock game tonight.
But I'm saying we've all been there where it was, I can remember Mark Sanchez's first start. Playoffs. He rose to the occasion. Joe Flacco rose to the occasion. So that's the beautiful part. When people try and lean on, oh, man, we got a young guy, and you think that's a given, you never know what certain dudes are made out of and who they're going to become later.
Well, that's what I love, that transformation. What are you?
Yeah.
What and who are you in this moment? Are you the guy not that just folds up, but are you the guy that's just not ready for the moment and maybe eventually you will be? Or is it, no, you walk in the door and you're ready for it right away?
Zone the hell out. Like, yo, this dude just went to another place. And that's what the beauty of playoffs is. Because you never, like you said, we talk about these unsung heroes. You just never know. You never know what you're going to see, who's going to have a great performance, a career-defining performance. That's why we always say you make your name in the regular season, you make your fame in the postseason.
All right, so if you had to pick someone tonight to have that kind of a moment, who would it be?
I told you it's Grissom for me. I think he's due.
Yeah.
I think he's due. He's due for some big productivity. He's been the guy for them all year.
Had the hit last night. Wells obviously had his hit last night. If I'm looking at the Yankees and I'm looking for that kind of a guy, I mean, does Chisum fall into that category? Or is he too good of a player? I mean, I don't know if he could technically fall into that category. I would probably.
I thought Volpe played well yesterday, man.
Volpe has played well in the series. We got to give him some credit.
And defensively too.
Yeah, and he for the last couple of years when they've been in the playoffs, Volpe has performed well.
I think it's something crazy, right? He's got like 15 plate appearances or something crazy, and he's like his productivity's like off the chart.
He's been really, really good.
Some guys just turn it on when the lights get bright.
And considering that guy looked like he was in the rut of ruts and couldn't play a couple of weeks ago, and he's doing this now, hey, it always is the reminder of baseball of just wait a little bit and see if he gets out of it. Just wait a little bit and see if he gets out of it. And that's how it kind of has worked out so far for him. What the hell? I'll take Volpe for tonight. But even I've been a guy that has said all along that, Volpe, got to get him out of there. But he's proven me wrong here the last couple of days. I cannot wait. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Yankees, Red Sox with the season on the line for both of them, Game 3. And you can hear it right here on ESPN New York, 8 o'clock tonight for the first pitch. And in just moments, Michael K. He will, you'll get you ready. Get ready. And then Don Hahn and Rosenberg later this afternoon. It's all right here. Keep it where it is on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app and on YouTube.